thinking something tied to, Lee Summit Sportsman of the Year or something, Dusty Likens.
Overland Park?
You used to hate when I said that you were Lee Summit Sportsman of the Year, which is a good thing. I meant it in a positive way, and you used to get mad.
Yeah, I can hear the smart ass in your voice. That's why.
Even now.
This soft, well, you were the Sportsman of the Year. Now you're like, hey, man, you're the Sportsman of the Year.
Be proud, man. Be proud. Anyway, it's going to be fun. We appreciate it.
All right, here I go.
See ya. Dusty hangs around so much. You would think like he's been up since 4 a.m. Like, dude, Dusty can't get enough.
Friends. I
Dusty
to give hot takes with Drew.
He can't. Yeah.
I get to see what Mac's going to do for the future.
Yeah. Mac's in there. He's locked in. Mac's focused.
He's not locked in.
Yeah, he's waving.
Sitting with one leg under the other.
Yeah.
Mac also sporting the K-State polo, so all the listeners can be happy at Mac.
Wow. He's in a good mood. His wife's birthday was yesterday.
He's
or
no
fiance's birthday,
fan.
I should say. Future wife. Fiance. He's in a good mood today. Anyway, you guys can hit us up on the Jay Southland Tow Service text line, 913-586-7965.
Might as well start with the Royals, a team whose winning streak continued yesterday. After a solo home run in the first, you're like, hey, against them, you're like, maybe it's going to happen. No, then, of course, the same guys who continue to blast home runs for the Royals do it. Vinny, Yaz, seemingly the same couple of guys every night coming through. Seth Lugo bounced back in a huge way. Let's talk about the team for a minute.
Yeah.
Because the Lugo news might be the biggest out of the game yesterday as far as their ability to try to get in a playoff spot, now just 2.5 games back. There was a huge chunk of this year I didn't think this Royals team had this kind of run in them. And to the Royals' credit, I think in a lot of ways, Gold, they kept telling us and kept trying that if they just had any kind of qualified offense, 6, 7, 8, and 9, the rest of the offense would look different. This team can hit. There is some talent. There is some movement. And they thought India and Vinny and Bobby and Salvi and Michael, this was going to work. This was going to be a good offense like last year. And because they couldn't hit, they're the worst offense in baseball until July 1st. Or the second worst offense in baseball until July 1st. Somehow just having a couple of qualified hitters, just Adam Frazier, Mike Yastrzemski, and a few other guys who can get on base occasionally. And now what? They're just going to hit like this every night? It turns out if you score 5 runs a night for 6 straight weeks, you'll win a lot of games.
Yeah, it's that simple, right? It is that simple. I mean, the contrast in what they've been able to do power-wise, too, I think is the other element. Look, last year it wasn't like they were a top 5 home run team in baseball or anything like that, but they had the second fewest home runs of any team in baseball before the All-Star break. And
now they're hitting like 1.5 home runs a game.
Now they have the 6th most post All-Star break. They've hit 46 post All-Star break. They had 73 before the break.
It's probably important to note that it's not that just the normal stuff, right, where you'd assume that everyone's hitting home runs. No, they're giving up the same amount of home runs per game as they were in the first half. So, like, their pitching staff isn't giving up any more or less than they were before. They're giving up the normal amount of home runs they were giving up this entire time. Yep. They just started hitting them.
Yeah. So someone said they're still last in the AL in home runs scored. Again, but
okay, we got to take that aside.
Post All-Star break. What happened in April and May, now, truly from an offense perspective, doesn't matter anymore from what we're just like this conversation that we're having.
That's why they're not in the playoffs.
Why are they now 2.5 games back? And why are they the hottest team in baseball? Because the offense post All-Star break has the 6th most home runs. We all know the offense stunk prior to that. That's the point. Is what has shifted? What's the difference been? So yeah, overall being towards the bottom in offense, yeah, that's well recognized, but that doesn't really matter at this point. It's how are they playing now and down the stretch, and can they keep this up, and what the shift has been. But thank you.
I will say, like, this is how I know the Royals are back in the mix. Like, you can take them very serious, right? Like, for all the conversations we've had, they are a very serious playoff contender. They got a lot of work left to do. Still 2.5 games back. They still have to continue to play well. Other teams still have to continue to play bad, etc. But yesterday, for the first time since probably April, I got 2 tweets at me that were they're just going to go to the playoffs and lose in the first round. I'm like, all right, we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We are back because you are mad about a team being in the playoffs and then not performing to your expectation level, not being in the playoffs, which is a good place to be. And you have reminded, the amount of times the Royals have been in the playoffs in back-to-back years is so minuscule and pretty much non-existent in our life outside of 14 and 15 that it doesn't exist for this team. I will take back-to-back playoff appearances after you start turning the franchise around. I'll take that, even if it means they come up short. Because they have a chance if they go.
Yeah, well, they have a chance to get in, and then we'll see what happens, obviously, at that point in time. But they have a ton of work still to do. But the way they are playing is, once again, going to give them a shot to make it into the postseason. And their offense is playing well enough to get them to that spot to where we could be talking about them in the final week of the season being in a playoff spot and either occupying it or within a half game or something like that. That is a realistic possibility now. Their overall percentage to get in is still below 25%. It's not like it's jumped up to now they got a 50-50 shot or something. We're still way below that. I'm not trying to act like now they're for sure making the playoffs or anything. They just have positioned themselves and they're playing like a team that could give themselves an opportunity into the final week of the season to be in a playoff spot. The in the postseason stuff, yeah, I don't understand the argument around that. You know, we've talked about this. This is not the Pittsburgh Steelers where they've been in the playoffs for 8 straight years, and you're like, all right, enough of getting there.
Finally cash
enough
in.
of getting. Like, I get why a Steelers fan would say, I don't care if we make the playoffs and lose in the wild card round every year. They've been doing it for 8 years in a row. When the Royals make the postseason 4 straight years and we're sick of them getting eliminated before the ALCS, then we can have a conversation if they make the postseason for 2 or 3 years in a row and we're sick of them getting eliminated divisional round weekend, okay, or a week. That is more than fair. Not after one playoff appearance am I going to say, well, they haven't been to a World Series anyway, so it doesn't matter. They didn't get to one last year, so it doesn't matter. That's just crazy. That's not how this works.
It's just hard because since 2014, man, that's the only thing Kansas City fans know. Casey Curran went to the championship game. The Royals went to a World Series, won a World Series. The Chiefs have been to a gajillion Super Bowls and won Super Bowls. That's why you've been warped by not normal fandom, and that's a good thing for that rate. I did look it up on FanGraphs. They have I want to point out that they had him at like 5% 2 weeks ago.
All right.
So 2 weeks ago, I went on FanGraphs, and they had the Royals at like a 5% chance to make the postseason. They now today have them at 24.1% chance to make it. But that's a huge swing.
Well, yeah.
Now, they're still saying it's only a 1 in 4 chance that they'll actually get there and have a chance. They've got the Red Sox still at 70% chance. So what they're telling you is they're giving them, 3 out of 4 chances to make it, and they're giving you 1 out of 4. So the good news is Red Sox are off today. You can make up a half game for free. The Mariners play today at noon. That's another team you're 2.5 games back. And then the Yankees and Red Sox face off against each other this weekend. And in which case, by the way, because the Yankees schedule is much easier, this is a fairly simple answer. You are a Yankees fan this weekend. You want them on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to hammer Boston. You want them to take all 4 games, Gold, and not even question it. If you lose one of the 3 teams you can chase in the wild card, but that team gets beat up by the Yankees, so be it. But again, I think the playoff stuff has warped it. Now, to your point, the Seth Lugo news. You and I said it. 3 bad starts in a row, 2 awful starts in a row. We both called for it on the show yesterday, like they need him to come back and show the old Seth Lugo. He's saying it's not an injury, pitch like it. And last night, when he gets into the 7th, only allows 2 earned runs, left the team with a lead. That was the biggest development in the entire game. Had he pitched like that and they'd still lost, I would have felt better about the Royals today. Not than them winning, but like better about the Royals today because they needed Seth Lugo.
No, the most important thing down the stretch from a pitching element is not only getting Cole Reagans back, but getting Seth Lugo to show that he's not completely done for the season in terms of being able to be an effective starting pitcher and not have 3 outings in a row of 7 earned runs. He gave up a couple solo home runs yesterday. Solo home runs, that usually not going to hurt you if you're going to be effective otherwise. And that was the case. That was a real, real positive. And I agree, as much as the win is great because you saw a team like Boston and Seattle both lose yesterday and you win. So it's once again, not just that you're 2.5 games back, but the fact that you're 2.5 games back of 2 of the wild card spots. And then you're still 3.5 of the top wild card spot. That's the best news. But individually, yeah, it's Seth Lugo showing that, okay, whether it is just one-offs, whether this is the one-off now, we're going to find out the next start. But that was a massive positive for the likelihood that he's going to be able to give you quality outings down the stretch of the season.
Did we ever find out if that local dispensary is ready to do the free pre-roll because the Royals are on a roll? Remember we
did
talked
not.
about that?
They have to win 13 in a row for that to happen.
The Royals
or 12
are on a high. You can be too.
That's right. If the Royals win 12
Royals
in a row.
are riding high. You can. Oh, my God. Please, somebody.
We offered it up
this.
last week. The problem is now trying to convince someone when they've won 5 in a row, they're getting a little nervous.
Slightly riskier. That's a fair point, a little bit riskier in the game. But yes, the Seth Lugo news, because there's still a chance this team gets better in 10 days. In 10 days, they can add Cole Reagans, maybe a little bit before that. They can decide on Michael Massey, and then they could also hypothetically add Jack Caglione. Is it, at the very least, let's just say a bench bat because of September call-ups, because he did hit another home run in the minors yesterday. He's now hitting 500 with 3 homers. So, like, he's hitting in AAA enough that even if he was a, let's say, part-time player for you, Gold, that's a lot of bench presence for a player as a righty bullpen guy in there for a chance to slug it over. This team has some additions still coming to the squad. Lugo looks sharp. And I was genuinely starting to get worried. And I'm not worried to the point that people who are already calling the deal bad or thinking that they should regret having signed it. But this has got to be the best you felt about the Royals since what? They won they're 13 to 15 or 15 to 17, whatever the hell it was in May.
I think it's the first time they've been above 500 since May 20th or something like that, or May 25th, something like that.
God, they have been just a 500 baseball team the whole year, haven't they?
And they had one good stretch. And then now they're hopefully in the middle of their second really good stretch of the season. We're going to find, I mean, they're in the middle of it. I'm not even just talking winning streak, truly stretch. This is the stretch that you're hoping to have as you head into September and obviously into October. Let's see how long this thing can last. And they're doing it against a Rangers team. That's why it's important too. Rangers team that's not playing well now, but you're keeping them down while they're not playing well. You're playing your best baseball of the year, and you've kind of knocked them out of the picture. You're not competing with them after the series is done. You're not competing with them anymore. I don't believe for one of the wild card spots. It's you, Cleveland, obviously the Yankees, Mariners, and the Red Sox. And that also makes the task a little bit easier down the stretch. But it's still the same scenario. Today, can you win today so you ensure a series win versus losing today and then the Rangers have a chance to salvage a split and then you didn't make up the kind of ground that we're all hoping you can make up. So today's the big one because you can then really set yourself up, make it 6 in a row, and all of a sudden we're talking about a sweep on a Thursday afternoon.
Because the Red Sox don't play, if you get the win today, you will only be 2 games back of a playoff spot. Red Sox can't do anything. Mariners will know by 3 o'clock whether or not you're making up any ground on them or losing ground on them. But, yeah, it's been a huge week because the teams you need to lose are losing and you're winning. And so, yeah. And then not to even to mention, then you get the little just a quick reminder last night that Bobby Witt Jr. is one of the best baseball players on the planet, not just because of the home run.
Will Wynn throw to first? Nope, and there goes Yastrzemski, and there goes the ball to deep center. Back goes Carter, away back to the wall, and gone. Bobby Witt Jr.
Home run number 100, becomes the youngest Royal to hit 100 career home runs. Just the 4th player in history with 100 homers, 100 stolen bases in his first 4 MLB seasons. While he's not putting up the same numbers in a year last year where he would have won MVP 9 out of 10 years if it wasn't for Aaron Judge, his numbers are still ridiculous this season. He's just not at the MVP level as a season ago.
Oh, he's just like the 6th best or 5th best player in the sport instead.
Darn.
You know that there are only 5 players in the entire sport who have a better F-WAR than Michael Garcia, Bobby Witt Jr. being one of them. So Bobby Witt Jr. is already having one of the 5 best seasons in baseball this year. It just seems pedestrian normal to him. But when he became the youngest Royal to hit 100 home runs and the 4th player in history with 100 stolen bases in the first 4 seasons, it was just a reminder because, I think every once in a while you kind of forget because you get numb to the greatness. It's like Mahomes. You get kind of numb to it, and then you hear stats and you're like, I'm sorry, who are the only 4 players besides him in Major League Baseball that have 100 home runs and 100 stolen bases in their first 4 seasons? And you're like, oh, it's like Barry Bonds and some of the greatest 5-tool players in baseball history. Well, that's pretty cool, I guess. It was just a reminder that they continue to have.
Bobby Bonds, I think.
Or Bobby Bonds. They continue to have 2 of the best players in the sports, right? In all of baseball and all of football, they have 2 of the best players in each of their sports. And I don't want to get tired of that, I guess, if that makes sense. And
he's going to have to,
we'll never get to say that again.
While they, during the stretch, why they have the 6th most home runs of any team post All-Star break, why the offense is averaging 5.25 runs per game. He, of course, is central to that entire thing. And the last 2 nights, they've been doing it without Salvador Perez. Hopefully he's back. He's dealing with it. They're calling it an illness. If he's out for a 3rd straight day, then do you start to get a little more worried about what's actually going on? 2 days, okay.
Carter Jensen's about to be up here.
2 days, okay.
Too much time.
But the fact they've been able to win while Salvi's not even out there, that's you want them out there. They need them out there, of course, if they're going to make the playoffs and everything. But it's nice to see they're able to put together a couple wins while their captain is dealing with what they're calling an illness.
Again, it matters a lot for that. And this is where, like, you took the risk in trading away Freddie Fermin because that is the kind of player that you would probably talk less about being gone during this time versus Luke Maile, where you're like, well, I'm going to maybe notice that a little bit more. Have you seen, by the way, Freddie Fermin, since he's been traded, has been
They love him in San Diego.
They
love him in San Diego. You knew their
incredible.
fans would end up loving him anyway, just because of his personality and, in terms of how he plays the game and everything. But he's been very important to them.
Since being
So
traded.
is Ryan O'Hearn. I think
I know.
for the Padres have Ryan O'Hearn and Freddie Fermin now.
Since being traded, Freddie Fermin is hitting .318 with a .348 on base, an over 800 slug. And you're like, what? Freddie, goes back to the whole point. Teams value catching, and Freddie kind of deserve a chance to run his own team, be in charge, be the starting catcher every night. But that's largely because Salvi's been healthy. I'm not worried about it yet. You're right. And I don't think they put the lineup out yet, but when they put the lineup out,
my guess is he's in the lineup
out, I'll be
tonight.
a little worried.
My guess is he's back tonight. Otherwise, it becomes more of a conversation. We'll talk some more Royals baseball throughout the show today. Coming up in about 12 minutes, we'll discuss Isaiah Pacheco and some of the expectations around him. But yesterday we had Danon Hughes on the show. We, of course, we're talking to the former Chiefs wide receiver about the wide receivers and how he views the room this year versus 2024.
The jury's still out for me, and that's an honest assessment. One, we haven't played multiple games together. Like, we can look at last year and get a snapshot of what could have been, but we didn't have Hollywood Brown early in the season. When we finally got him back, he wasn't necessarily 100%. We didn't have Rashee Rice. I think they are capable, and Andy Reid has said it. This team, this wide receiving group is capable of being the best he's ever coached. That's a tall task and high praise. But I still have to see it. Like, to me, we haven't seen them in the preseason games. We haven't seen them assembled together. We haven't seen them all healthy. It's tough to look at the Legion of Zoom that won that Super Bowl in the 2019 season and say that this group is better, but I'm waiting to see that because they had a different complement. Obviously, with Tyreek Hill, you had Sammy Watkins that was a more bigger physical receiver. Like, I think that dynamic was different, but I'm excited about this wide receiving crew. If they can stay healthy and Patrick Mahomes has the confidence in him like he did with them, it's going to be something special.
So that was Danon yesterday, and I think everybody's waiting to see for the first time ever, I mean, truly ever, Brown, Worthy, and Rice in a regular season game, in a meaningful game, all on the field. We just haven't seen it.
It feels like...
So the jury being out, it makes sense.
That's the problem, is that I think it's easy to just lean into, I've seen all three of them play. I know what they play like when they play, but we genuinely have no clue what they play like together. Worthy and Hollywood got barely any time together. Rice and Worthy got barely any time together. The three of them got zero time together at any one point. We don't talk about it as being an unknown the same way we talk about, like, the offensive line. Because the players are not necessarily an unknown, but them as a unit is.
Yeah. Now, look, I'm sure you as well. I do think it'll be something that ends up working out very nicely for them if all three are ever on the field for more than just a game at a time. Like, I don't know exactly what it means, exact production for Hollywood Brown when he's also on the field with Worthy, and do they cancel each other out at all? Rice, we know the offense for 4 weeks last year when it was him and Worthy. Now, Worthy was still early in his rookie year. We know what the offense, they want to run it through Rice. What we don't know is when Rice is at his full ability, and now that we're in year two of Worthy, in particular, I'm talking about those two. Even like Hollywood, I think he's a very nice complementary piece to be in the receiver room as a number three. What we don't know is if Rice is fully healthy and available, what's he like with Worthy in year two? Because Rice and Worthy both were available week one last year, and I know Worthy had a touchdown against the Ravens, but that was...
Worthy was a rookie.
They were still using... That was off a jet sweep, wasn't it? Or a jet touch pass or something like that. Now that Worthy has developed into more of a full-on wide receiver as the season went on last year, what's that look like? That's something we just don't know, and I'm curious how they use him. We know they wanted to take shots down the field. They just didn't connect last year.
I think a lot of it goes down to, like, this team feels like it has more unknowns than previous years. Like, the only knowns I feel like are the right side of the offensive line. The defensive line, for the most part, I would argue is a known. How many sacks they'll get is a little unknown, but the players are known. And then, I don't know, maybe the running backs. Like, outside of that, what do I know? Like, I'm Mahomes, but I wasn't even going to bother bringing him up in that category. Like, the rotation in the corners feels a little bit different than before. Not individual players, but, like, I don't totally know what the safety group's going to look like without Justin Reid and what that's going to look like with Jaden Hicks. I don't really know what the Fulton, McDuffie, where he's going to play combo looks like. And I don't know what their plan was these 3 wide receivers together as a complement on a field together. It could have been a good plan. I don't know that it was a good plan. They like that plan enough to run it back and see if that plan would work again. But a lot of that is just, we've never seen it. We have never seen those 3 players on the field together at the same time, healthy and playing. And especially now that Worthy's got an entire year of seasoning to go with it, then we know even less. Like, it's
the way that they're talking about it too is because they've interviewed, like, Rashee's been asked about it and Xavier's been asked about it. And they've both been on record of saying, we're going to be something to watch this year. Like, get your popcorn ready, essentially. Mm-hmm. Where not to say that that's added to the expectation or added to the pressure, if you even want to call it that. But if they're all healthy, based on the way they're talking about it, they should be a top 5 offense, point blank and period, and anything less is just a disappointment the way that they're talking about it.
Assuming that the left side of their line is not a disaster. Assuming it is at least average.
I don't think it should matter with Patrick Mahomes, but sure.
I mean, the left side is just a really tough place. And most teams know this. This is why left tackles are hard to find, or why Cincinnati signed Orlando Brown, or the Chiefs traded for Orlando Brown, and all of these teams. You know?
Yeah, I don't know if we can say it doesn't matter. I mean, we watched last season play out. I mean, I think it absolutely factors into your peak level of offense. Not necessarily they won 15 games with it being a problem, if that's your point, but from an actual what's the numbers look like, points per game, therefore are they a top 5 or a top 10 offense? I absolutely think if Josh Simmons is the real deal, or if Kingsley figures out left guard or not, it is a huge part of the equation.
Well, I think it's a big part of them, and just in terms of the overall success and how many points they should score. But I'm saying mediocre to poor left tackle play shouldn't be what ends up killing Patrick Mahomes' ability to make plays when he's got a full complement of wide receivers. Like, if everybody's fully healthy, he should still be able to do his thing and make plays that put him back on the map, if you will, from a national perspective.
In particular, if Rashee Rice is on the field, and we don't know if it's
they're not missing 6 games.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12, we don't know.
There's some reporting that says
going to miss some.
He asked for 2.
Well, hence why they're far apart.
10.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like,
so, okay, let's split it again. It's just basically 6 games. So let's just be done with it, please. Let's move on.
It was one of those, like, I was asking around a little bit too. I'm like, hey, is there an example of a player that maybe I haven't seen before? And they did have, like, I guess Rice's camp did cite one for a player that you've never heard of. And
he only won in 2 games.
I know. Well, the player that you've never heard of got 1 and got a felony charge. And so, to the point, it feels like he's being good player, good team taxed. This player sped, got in an accident, caused paralysis for a person, and got a felony conviction. He didn't flee the scene of the crime.
Now, the player that you're referencing, though, was that player cut by his team or not? Like, is it that low of a player?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the other part. He got cut by the team. We're talking about probably a 7th string, or not 7th string,
exactly.
A 7th wide receiver. 7th wide receiver.
But if you're Rice's camp, you get to say, players are not, you don't punish players because they're bigger names.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just curious what the circumstance is for that. And if the team cut him, that also might be why the suspension was less for that player. I don't know. But yeah, this is, I'm still convinced he's not getting 10 or 12 games.
I think he's getting 6.
I think it's going to, if you're asking for 2 and they're way off, 5 to 7, 6 to 8, like that's the range.
Isn't that where the league has kind of dug themselves a hole, though, where all of a sudden it's case by case basis, and now one guy got 1 game, but hey, he wasn't that good, he didn't make the team, so it's totally different. Where this person, like, it feels like it is a true case by case basis, and out of nowhere, some reasoning can change. I'm
actually fine with it being case by case because I do think they are all different. All I'm basing off what you said. Did that player also injure somebody? Did that player
yes?
Did he leave the scene of the accident? Like
that's the part I said he didn't.
You said he caused paralysis, Cody, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're not. That's why it has to be case by case because each thing is different.
He was a player for the Jets in 2023. He received a 1-game suspension for violating it. He caused a 2-car crash. 2-car crash that include partially paralyzing one of the people in the accident. He was allegedly traveling not as fast, but traveling 25 miles over the speed limit when he caused the accident, and he got 1 game. He also
And what year did this take
received
place?
a felony 2023. He also received a felony conviction as a part of his plea. So his argument,
What's
Rice's
that?
camp,
Yeah,
is
what's that?
this guy I didn't drive as fast.
And he didn't leave the scene of the accident.
So is it one game for
And
every
it's
10 miles an hour
and
faster I
it's-
drive?
I know, but
and he
again,
didn't leave the scene of the accident. It's two and not one.
One felony versus 2, so we don't know. But this is why I don't
But
think it's
that's
12.
that's a closer comp.
Yeah, for sure. And this is why I like 6 makes a lot of sense.
So, but I don't know. Who knows what the NFL will do? We're just going to have to wait around. We won't know until the end of September.
All right, up next, not only do I have a suggestion for a show bet, I have a show bet suggestion that involves all 3 of us with a guaranteed payoff.
Oh.
Guaranteed payoff on this show, and the listeners could be winners or losers depending on how you want to view it. I'll explain the situation. Plus, what's a good year look like from one Isaiah Pacheco? That's coming up here on 96.5 The Fan.
What's up, Kansas City? This is Vinny Pasquantino, and you're listening to Cody and Gold, weekdays starting at 10 on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles, Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long, so come into Macy's tomorrow. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey, folks. I've got a couple of important questions for you. Do you know how much money you need to retire? Do you have a plan in place for your loved ones? If your answer is no, it's time to get your financial planning on track with UMB Private Wealth. It's never too late to start. Plus, their team supports you at every step of the planning process. Go to umb.com/private wealth to schedule your appointment. That's umb.com/private wealth. Why not start today?
On Tuesday, August 26th, it's FanDuel Futures Day, a new holiday for every single football fan. It's 24 hours of deals, and you know I love a deal, on all your football season predictions. So take a flyer on who you think is going to win MVP. Take a flyer on who you think is going to win the championship this year, and you can parlay your division dark horse candidates. Mark your calendars. This is your day for your hunches, your hot takes, your calls, your odds. You guys always tell me what you think. This time, put your money where your mouth is. All you need to do is visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now. So if you like Patrick Mahomes to win MVP, this is the time to take him. Or if you think the Chiefs are heading back to the big game, August 28th is a day for you. Because Futures Day is one day and one day only. FanDuel, play your game. 21 and present in Kansas. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas. Under agreement, Kansas Racino, LLC. Gambling problem. Get up with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. It's KansasGamblingHelp.com.
Football is back. Labor Day is around the corner, and Hy-Vee is ready for fall. Stock up on all your fall favorites during the gigantic 3-day sale this Friday through Sunday. Invite your friends and fire up the grill with Bar S Franks just 98 cents a pack. Doritos chips just $2.99, Pepsi 24-pack cans for $10.99, and Brew Pub Pizza just $4.99 each. Let's go, you fans of fall. Rush to the gigantic 3-day sale this weekend only at Hy-Vee.
I love saving money, and Hy-Vee is always finding new ways to save me some dough, like the new lower prices in every department, and one of my favorite things, the fuel savers. Just the other day, we saved $1.10 per gallon on gas with the fuel savers at Hy-Vee. I love going up and down the aisles and seeing those fuel savers, getting those products, and saving that money. Don't miss the special fuel saver deal on Monday, August 25th. Stock up your cart and earn stackable fuel savings on every dollar you spend. The more you spend, the more you'll save, only at Hy-Vee.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Who is the area's only dealer for Fronius professional welding equipment? Metal by the Foot, located in KC and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Just getting started here on a Wednesday. It's Cody and Gold. Don't forget, coming up on Friday, August 29th, that's a week from this Friday, Mitch Holthus, Dane and Hughes hosting a Chiefs or a Red Roundtable over at Hollywood Casino. It's free and open to the public. Got to be 21 or older to enter. It's a nice Q&A plus a meet and greet, hang out with Dane and Hughes and Mitch Holthus for the Red Roundtable at Hollywood Casino.
Should be a great time.
Yeah.
Obviously, they got the really nice sports book out there. Friday happens to be a... next Friday, that'll be the week before the season starts. Get your futures bets in, maybe?
Oh, yeah. I got a college football parlay for you guys.
College football
For
parlay.
next weekend or for this weekend?
For the season.
So conference champion type of stuff and CFP type of stuff.
So it's not exactly conference champions.
Gotta place this ticket while I'm there?
It's just win totals.
Okay. Local win totals?
It includes
Because if it makes me follow Coastal Carolina, I'm already out.
It includes two locals, but I know you're not
he
going
has
to
the
like
one
this.
where it's like some team over under 1.5 wins or something.
Oh, sicko behavior. What do you got?
Yeah, go
New
ahead.
Mexico 2+ wins.
Right away.
Illinois 8+ wins. K-State 7+ wins. Memphis 7+. Miami of Ohio 5+.
Okay.
Duke 6+. Baylor 5+. Missouri 6+. Southern Miss 4+.
But you're parlaying them all together?
Correct.
What's that win for?
Are you betting them separately as well?
I got a $50 free bet, and
It's a free bet, so I won't hate.
50 to win 509.
Okay, it's a free bet, so I won't hate on it. Otherwise, I'm like, will you bet it individually? Because you're going to be mad if you got all of them but one.
I'm only getting...
Oh, yeah, that would suck.
That's all the odds I'm getting on that?
It's because he's taking
It's
the
'cause it
juice.
is alt wins.
He's not doing
they're
the
not exact over-unders.
He's not.
They're
So
alts
some of them
on
are
some.
minus 400 to win over
Like-
5 games or something.
Yeah, like K-State's over-unders 8.5. I have them winning 7+. So they can win
Got it.
7.
Okay.
So
I was like, wait a
those
second.
odds
I
are
don't.
minus
I
600.
don't like it. I just don't like it.
I don't mind it.
I am
Season long. Here's my
The New
philosophy. Here's
Mexico
why I don't
Lobos,
like
boys.
it. Here's why I don't like it. And this is fine. This is my personal preference. I don't like doing a bet that takes 4 months to cash and I'm only getting +1, whatever you said.
He's getting 10-1. 15 to win 500.
I'm getting 10-1.
You are getting 10-1. Okay,
Yes.
that's a little bit better. Typically, though, like even that is tough.
That's right at the range of
if
where
I'm
I wanna
waiting,
be.
4 months to get 10-1 odds on a $50 bet.
I'd
Okay.
almost rather just bet a player to 5-1 to hit a homer tonight. All right, Bobby, Vinny plus 470 to hit a homer.
Okay.
And just saying whatever. But
I'm not saying some of those
10-1.
won't. I'm not saying some of those won't hit.
It's
I think
just
they
the
will.
one where if New Mexico wins one game and I lose, I would be frustrated.
For sure. Thinking of.
Do they have to win them early? Is it like that time Kansas's over-under was?
Yes. I think New Mexico's got to get they got to get both of them early. That might be the quickest one to win, but
Jesus,
also
their
the
first
one
game's
run.
against Michigan?
Yeah.
They'll lose that one. But then Idaho State after that.
It's a free bet, so I won't
locked into the Lobos
I won't
this
hate
year.
as much because you have a $50 free bet. Thinking of bets, we'll get to one idea that I have for the show.
Okay.
Based on something you said yesterday that we found downstairs.
Oh, okay.
And you guys were trying to get me to make a bet with Carrington, and I have a much better idea of one that is
I'm worried about this.
just for this show that ties into stuff we've talked about. I'll explain in just a little bit. But let's talk about Isaiah Pacheco a little bit and what you guys would consider to be a great year, good year, bad year for Pacheco. I think he looks great, by the way, in preseason. I think he has his burst back a little bit. He's fully recovered
He
from
never
that
looked right last year.
from the ankle injury. Yeah. So last year was disappointing. He only played in 7 games, 310 yards. We know the year prior to that, he had 935 yards in 14 games. And in his rookie season, he played in 17. He started 11 of them, and he had 830. He still is only 26 years old. I think a great season for him involves him having over 1,100 yards from scrimmage. So
similar to 2 years ago when he finished with 1179.
I would sign up for that right now.
And how many touchdowns did he have in that game? 9 touchdowns between receiving and rushing.
I would love that kind of season. That'd be a great year for Isaiah Pacheco. It'd also bode well for him in free agency next year, too.
We keep talking about all the wide receivers. What I'm trying to decide is how important is Isaiah Pacheco to their offensive success this year? And I think we underplay it sometimes because Andy Reid loves the pass. I think a great year would be like 1,200. Yeah, I mean, I'm not way above you, but that would be a great year. Anything under 1,000 all-purpose, I'm going to be a little disappointed in. He's in the final year of his rookie deal. He's still 25 years old. He is the lead back of what should be an offense that scores. And to tell you the truth, he has pretty much no competition. He's one of maybe 4 backs in the NFL that is a lead back without question a lead back, right? How many guys, how many do you think lead backs in the NFL are there with no competition to the guy at number 2 who takes 35%?
You're saying solo, the guy is in it for every
they're going to
snap.
get 80% of the snaps as the running back this year.
Probably
It's
5 or less in the league?
Yeah, it's like Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley. I'm not even sure it's Christian McCaffrey anymore based on his injury stuff.
That might be it, actually.
The end?
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
I don't know. Like, there's a couple of them, but there aren't that many. He's not running up against somebody in the 2 spot. If their offensive line is supposed to be better, at the very least, I think Kingsley can run block. If their offensive line is supposed to be better, it's 1,200 yards for me for a great season. Anything over 1,000, I will accept. Anything below that's going to come off as disappointing. I will add one other thing, though. That is not a stat we follow a lot, but I also think will be indicative of how well they're moving the ball. He's got to be better than 4 yards a carry. He was 4.9 his rookie year, he was 4.6 his second year. Last year, he averaged 3.7 yards a carry. Kareem Hunt averaged like 3.5 yards a carry. I think that was a bigger detriment to their offense than we want to admit. Their inability to block and their inability to get any yardage on first and second down made third down harder for them last year. Gold, if he can average 4.5 yards a carry, that's where I think everything on the offense gets easier. That is a stat I care for to his success this year.
Does that mean that they run the ball more? Like I know that I know the yards per carry doesn't necessarily matter, but hearing Kingsley's really solid in the run game. Obviously, you know how Creed and Trey are. Josh Simmons, I would assume, is good enough in the run game as well as the pass protection just to be solid and you know,
he moves body,
passable.
so he'd probably be fine.
Would they, to get that, like how realistic is the 1,100 or the 1,200, like scrimmage yards you guys are talking about?
He did it 2 years ago. They don't have to run the ball more. I think it's on short yardage, though, in general, whether it's him or Kareem Hunt. They have to get better in that particular area. But as far as in order for Isaiah Pacheco to be an all-purpose 1,100-yard back, they don't have to like run it 5 times more a game for that to happen. Or it doesn't have to be an increase. The yards, they just have to be more effective in their carries.
Yeah.
That goes to Cody's yards per carry thing. I mean, I don't think anybody's asking Pacheco to be getting 25 carries a game or something like that. It's just got to be you have to be effective with those carries, and a lot of that is going to be short yardage. If they're comfortable and it's 3rd and 1, and I know Andy will still pass in those spots, but on 3rd and 1, am I picking up 3 yards? Am I getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage? Am I barely getting the yard? All of a sudden, if on 3rd and 1s you're getting 3 yards, that changes everything for you.
Absolutely, it does. And like I looked it up, Kareem Hunt led the NFL in rushing one year. To your point, Drew, like, hey, if they can run, why not run, right? Like if they're really good at that, do it. Even in the year in which Kareem Hunt led the NFL in rushing yards, he was only 6th in attempts, and they still led the NFL in pass attempts. So I'll be honest with you, Drew, probably not gonna,
The way that Andy runs his offense is unrealistic.
He still led the league in run-pass ratio.
I did look it up.
Okay.
So Isaiah Pacheco, and this is not receiving or anything.
All right.
If he averaged 65 yards a game for all 17 games, that puts him at 1105. 65. So to your point, if he gets 13 carries a game for 65 yards a game,
there you go.
I will say, looking at this list was a very stark reminder that how is Kareem Hunt still in the NFL? No one else who was in the rushing attempt yardage stuff with him during that time is in the NFL anymore. Here are the people who had more rushing attempts.
In 2018?
In 2017, when he led the NFL in rushing yardage. Le'Veon Bell, LaShawn McCoy, Melvin Gordon. Some of these guys have been retired for years.
What?
Todd Gurley, Jordan Howard for the Bears. And then the guys right below him were Leonard Fournette, Frank Gore, C.J. Anderson, Ezekiel Elliott, and Carlos Hyde.
That's a who's who of retired players or guys not on teams anymore.
Most of these guys aren't even anywhere near the league. That goes back to my original point. Pacheco is a massively important player for them on offense this year because they did nothing else at running back. Because their other running back, every other person he was in the NFL with a few years ago is retired, which speaks to the state of the athleticism.
If Hunt has, right, like if Hunt has a normal backup running back role, and they're not at last year, the issue was they had to run him early when he got with the team. They had no choice. He wore out. If he's an actual number 2 running back and he's used like that, and you're only asking for a couple of carries a game, I think he can be actually very effective in that role. But when you start asking him to have 12 carries a game, that's when Kareem Hunt is going to wear out, and that's just not what he can do. But if I need 3 carries from him,
and
it can be effective carries. 4 carries, I don't know what he's going to average this year.
If I need 7 and 3 are on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, I'm probably a little low. I'm probably low at 3. He's probably going to get 6, 7, whatever. But that, to me, he can do throughout a season for 17 games.
Someone says 816. These are they think the lead backs, the ones who don't have any. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Saquon, Genty, John Taylor.
We have no idea about Genty.
Kyron Williams, Chase Brown.
Genty's going to get. Genty's going to carry the ball 70+% of the time.
James Cook and Genty should probably be added to the list. Kyron was in a timeshare last year.
Chase Brown was in a share last year as well.
Chase Brown was in a share
and he will be again.
Yeah, so, I do think Genty will get over 70% of the teams. They are going to run they're going to run Ashton Genty to the ground.
He's going to be the number 1 pick in every single dynasty fantasy draft this year.
Not number 1, but he's going to be in the first. He's not going to be the number 1 pick.
In a dynasty. If you already have your established teams.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense? Sorry.
Yes.
In a league in which you're established and only the new players are available.
Gotcha.
Genty is going to get taken all over.
And gotcha. 100%.
I couldn't decide, man. I'm in one bigger fantasy league, in that 16-team league. And you can pay to have extra keepers, and I have no sense of it. How is anyone? I stink at fantasy. I won this league, and I still feel like I'm terrible. I can't ever decide whether to pay to keep people. We need Paul Charge.
That's the fun of it. Charge will start being on our show next Thursday. I
paid to keep George Kittle in the 3rd round because it's a 16-team league. 16-team league.
There's
no
other
tight ends.
You don't have another tight end.
No. Oh. Do you know who people started tight end? 16 teams. Do you know who you started tight end in that league? It's pretty bleak. Start Noah Gray some weeks.
I mean, that's not a bad player to have. I mean, you're just not going to get much.
Fantasy.
I mean, but start. There's still 32 starting tight ends. I know people can have more than one, but
they're all bad pretty much after 8, 6.
I mean, who has Evan Ingram? He's starting to be starting tight end in Denver. I think he's gonna have a nice year. Brendan Strange is the starting tight end in Jacksonville.
Maybe it was a bad decision, but I did it anyway. Okay, I kept Ladd McConkey because it's a PPR league.
Someone says they got Genty in round 3 last night, Cody.
Oh, I'm surprised. Well, in a straight normal league, that's not crazy.
Yeah. Next week, text line, you're asking about the Guillotine League. Next week, we will give a teaser. You're gonna have to go sign up via our individual, where it's not going to be a station. This is going to be just a Cody and an Alex and a Drew decide to do their own Guillotine League. That'll be next week.
In short, Odyssey's out of the Guillotine game, but Cody and Gold aren't, which means we won't be talking about it and how for you to sign up on this show.
That's right.
We will be telling you as normal citizens of the United States, as free people of social media.
Private citizens.
As private citizens, we'll be telling you on our social media channels how you may or may not find a collective group of other private citizens to be in a guillotine league together.
Mm-hmm.
So pay attention to that next week.
All right, I have a suggestion, and we can get some college football because I know Drew is going to
frothing at the mouth.
Just want to talk more college football.
so excited.
It is college football week. We got KU, we got K-State this weekend. Obviously, K-State, Iowa State, and Ireland. KU first game at the new booth, taking on Fresno State. But I have a suggestion. Yesterday during the show, Cody mentioned that downstairs there's a bunch of like random items that somebody cleaned out from an office or something or a closet. Okay, and one of the items is a Hooters outfit.
It's correct.
From the restaurant. And it's like a retro one, too. It's
a Kansas City based. It's OP.
It says OP on it. And so it's the short shorts, it's the tank top or whatever. It's all that. And Cody said that Carrington and I should make a bet
for MUKU.
For
I thought that was nice.
football.
That's a good bet.
And Carrington, you said you already asked Carrington.
Carrington was a very quick no.
And
he also thought you would be a very quick
I was a very quick no. I also don't want to do it for a college football game in September. So then we thought this morning more about it. I said, I'll tell you this. How about we do something that gets all three of us on this show involved and a guaranteed payoff? So the listener, again, depending on your viewpoints, a win or a lose.
What's a win?
So here's the deal. I want to see if all three of us will agree. And Drew, I think, is the one that I have to convince. How about, with all the talk about Kansas City and Cincinnati and Drew thinking they're better than they are and all this, the loser of this bet has to, on the show, wear that outfit for the full show, or in the case, if Cody, because you and I are going to be on the same side of this bed, you and I would split 2 hours, 2 hours. If Cincinnati makes the playoffs for 2 hours, I have to wear it. For 2 hours, you have to wear it during the show.
Who gets to wear it first?
That's it. Maybe we have to do two different
days.
Because
Could we have it? Could it be like 1 hour and 1 hour, and then Drew does 2 hours? Second half of the show?
If Cincinnati misses the playoffs, Drew wears it for the full show.
All right. So before you say anything, Drew, if you watch on the video stream, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook,
I don't think
we live stream the show. I just want to show you the outfit.
Cody,
Are you sure these are going to
I don't think they're going to fit. I don't think
stretchy.
I don't think the tank top or whatever is going to. I think it's going to rip.
It is size.
Here, let me see.
Let me see. It is size extra small.
There's no Cody. It's gonna rip. I'm gonna put it around my neck, and it's gonna
rip. On the back,
rip.
it says delightfully tacky yet unrefined. It says Overland Park, Kansas City.
The good news is, Drew, when you lose your bet, it's gonna fit you a lot easier than it fits Cody and I.
Yeah, you're the skinniest member of this show.
This is.
I do think it would fit.
There's no way. And on the back, it says delightfully tacky yet unrefined. This needs to be washed too. This looks gross.
Yeah, it could use it.
It already ripped. It already has a rip.
Maybe somebody was cutting it because it didn't quite fit him in the chest area.
Can we just go buy a brand new version of this?
No, it's way funnier to wear the tiny one.
It's not going to fit.
The
shorts are going to be.
I would
be
suggest some personal grooming, and I would suggest you're going to need a second. And if you got to cut it down a little bit more to make it fit, so be it. And we'll wash it before it is quite gross.
It'll fit Drew.
Feels
Drew,
like
when you lose the bet, it'll fit you just fine.
This thing looks like it was being used at Hooters when you could still like smoke in there. That's what I feel like's going on here.
So are you in agreement on this? If the Bengals miss the playoffs, you wear the Hooters outfit for 4 hours. If the Bengals make the playoffs, you'll obviously be having the time of your life anyway. But Cody and I will each wear the outfit for the show, half of the show.
I think there's one adjustment I want to make. On my side, I think it's fine. I think I'm ready to do it.
I don't think you're going to be able to adjust much in this this outfit, Drew.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I think instead of it being half the show, one should wear it one show, the other one should wear it the next day on the show.
You think we should both have to wear it for the whole show?
Here's why I push back on that.
Here's why you guys have to do so as well.
Hold on though. Here's why, Cody.
Is it because the odds are too good for me? Is it because
you have better odds.
Here's why. Because the actual betting market says it is more likely for the Bengals to make the playoffs. They are minus money. They're plus money to not make it. Cody and I are technically taking the side of the bet that is less likely to happen based on the betting markets.
Okay.
So that would be my argument. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Deal? Everybody in?
Deal.
All right, here we go.
I have reservations.
Okay. Oh, boy.
At least the only reason I'm accepting this is because I don't think the Bengals are a playoff team. I'll tell you this much. I pray they trade Trey Hendrickson this week. Please. I hope he ends up a New England Patriot.
Hang on.
Actively rooting for him to get out of Cincinnati.
It's going to be so bad. I'm going to have to... Honestly, if you weren't going to the gym already, Drew, better start going.
It might already be.
That's at the end of the year.
I might have already agreed to it, but can we wait to see until he signs? Let's see if he signs or not.
No. The bet is today, right now.
Hang on a second.
You told me all along Trey Hendrickson's signing no matter what.
I do think
right
he is.
now.
All right.
Right now.
Let's go.
And
really
I
am
it's not going to fit.
I am not.
I think someone might have to.
It's going to rip. It's going to rip. I think what's going to happen, the first person that wears it's going to rip it, and if it's one of us. If it's Drew and it rips, then it is what it is.
If it rips on the first person, then you have to do we'll get safety pins. And you can put it back together.
This is so bad. That is going to end up being like, it's going to wear like a bra, and the shorts are going to be up
If you
there.
don't want to wear for 4 hours, you can wear for 2 hours, but then you can wear to the gym and take one photo.
Hell no. I'll wear the full 4 hours.
One gym selfie.
Absolutely not.
One selfie. Hang on. You give me one selfie of your reflection.
Drew said, let's go. Drew said, let's go.
If it rips, then I don't think there's going to be legs to this bet. There's if that rips,
there'll be a lot of legs showing.
If it rips,
yeah.
Then whichever one hasn't worn it yet, you have to take a shirtless selfie.
A shirtless selfie?
No, we're not amending. We already made the bet. We're not amending. We're not amending.
I will.
We didn't talk about if it rips.
If it rips, I will mend it. I have a sewing machine.
Someone says Drew isn't on the stream often. No. That day the stream will be on Drew. Don't worry.
Like kind of when he dyed his hair.
When I got the haircut.
All right. Well, everybody start getting in shape just in case.
This is going to be.
I'm already doing that. We're going to be good.
Yeah, we know. Thanks for the selfies.
We good, baby. Let's go. I'm confident in my team.
Someone says as much as I hate the Bengals, someone says it'd be way funnier if Cody and Gold
go ahead
end up having to wear
chant
the
out
outfit.
the Hooday with me. Then you can be rooting for the Bengals as the season goes.
I'm not promising to say Hooday.
This is not good.
Are we going to have weekly updates?
Well, we'll just know. I mean, we'll know
we
will know by a certain point in the season, most likely, if they're like in December, if they already have 10 wins or something, they're off to a great. We'll already know they're a playoff team. You know what I mean? So the bet is going to end up being executed probably in December or January.
I'm also absolutely not. I'm not going to go into the gym and take. It's not happening. Dusty
that's not part of it. No, we already made the bet. It's on the show. The terms are finalized. This is over. It's locked in.
Let's go.
There would be serious consequences for anybody that tries to get out of this bet. Serious consequences.
What year do you think
financial penalties?
Let's go.
Financial
penalties.
Let's go.
There's no getting out. The bet's locked in.
It's going to be a problem. The shorts are going to be an issue.
The shorts.
I actually think the shorts are the bigger part of the problem.
Yeah, I'm not worried about look, if your chest show, the shorts, those are going to be up there. Those are going to be up there a little bit.
Yeah, you just got to be.
Gotta be a little uncomfortable. Make sure you have some good support that day.
Eyes up.
You know.
Eyes will.
Don't wear them around Dusty.
Eyes up.
He's going to be commenting on them all day.
Somebody says you got to wear it week one of the playoffs. You can't risk you guys having to wear it on Radio Row.
No, the payoff will not be on Radio Row. The payoff will be an in-studio day.
That
would be epic.
The thing you would have to put up in collateral on the other side if I had to wear that on Radio Row.
Someone says Drew's going to be cold that day and he's going to be nipping.
Hold on. I'm not going to walk out in the middle of December.
I'm not even going to leave the studio. I'm just going to stay here the whole time.
And also, I'm not leaving my apartment complex with just a Hooters tank top and some shorts. I'm going to have a coat on in January.
Someone says Drew still owes us the McDonald's.
He
bet.
does,
That is true.
Sometimes things take time.
Yeah.
Hang on a second.
He's not ducking it.
I'm not ducking it. Cody, it took you 2 years to get rid of the strip club thing.
I just offended you. Why are you attacking me?
No. I'm not attacking you. I'm saying
Leave me out of this.
2 years later, you renegotiated.
That's true. I did.
I will say this: if the Bengals,
by the way. There is no renegotiating this.
This one, no.
There will be financial penalties.
You can't get the shorts on.
Well, then we have to find bigger shorts.
Okay,
we'll have to pause it and they have to be able to be put on.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know, man.
We'll see.
I don't know. Anyway, up next, 11 o'clock hour. Let's talk more about the Royals and some of the hurdles they have overcome. Plus, changes for Major League Baseball and how we consume the TV product. It could be on the way.
This is Cody and Gold, brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com. Tune in to hear Royals insider Josh Vern every Wednesday at 12:30.
We need to nip this in the bud. We need to nip what in the bud?
On your home for Royals baseball, 96.5, The Fan.
Football is back, and Underdog is the best place to select entries and win money all season long that you can play right now in your state, right in Missouri. Playing on Underdog is easy. Just choose whether your favorite player goes higher or lower than stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and so much more. And get your entries right, and you can win up to 1,000 times your cash, and you can play with as little as $1. You can mix and match sports. So tonight, if you're saying, I want a little baseball action, you could choose higher or lower than, let's say, I think Bobby's going to get another homer tonight. 0.5 home runs for Bobby. You can go higher than that in the game tonight. If you're thinking maybe preseason action on Friday, because you are like me, that's also available over at Underdog on the Missouri side. So download the app today and sign up with promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P, to score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code TAPP, T-A-P-P. Millions of fans have already won billions, so why not be next? Must be 18 plus and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncbgambling.org.
The summer selection is heating up at Reiselman Nissan, and 0% financing is back. Get 0% APR for 5 full years on new Muranos, Rogues, and Pathfinders. Or choose low long-term rates at 1.9% for 72 months or 3.49% for 84 months. Need power? Get up to $6,000 in total rebates on a new Frontier. And if you live in Missouri and lease your new vehicle, you pay 0 sales tax at Reiselman Nissan. Nobody in Kansas City beats our selection or our deals. Head to ReiselmanNissan.com for details. Reiselman Nissan. Every customer, every time.
Hi, it's Christina with Piropos Restaurant on the hill at Briarcliff. When you dine at Piropos, you love the cuisine we mastered from Argentina, like our famous empanadas, crab bisque, peppercorn encrusted filet, and so much more. But we prepare to say wow with our stunning hilltop views overlooking downtown Kansas City. Be playful and enjoy life at Piropos Fordine. Go to piroposkc.com or call 816-741-3600.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing. Announcing Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event. Up to 0% financing on select 2025 Subaru models for 72 months. And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City, starting as low as 1.9% for 72 months. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru. The Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Based on January 2025 through June 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Transform your home with the power of KC. Powell Exteriors KC. Powell Exteriors KC will create the perfect custom deck or patio cover to keep you cool, comfortable, and loving life outside. Get your free estimate now, and you could be enjoying your new deck or patio in a matter of weeks. Siding, windows, roofing, they do it all. This time of year, it's all about decks, cover, and shade. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com to schedule your free estimate today. It's the power of KC. Powell Exteriors KC, Kansas City's exterior experts.
If you've started thinking about what to wear this fall, your timing is perfect because Macy's Fall Preview event has early deals on looks everyone will be wearing. Romantic dresses from BCBG and Avec Les Filles. Western-inspired boots and bags from Steve Madden, all 25% off. Plus, take 15 to 25% off fall beauty from Yves Saint Laurent, Estee Lauder, and Clinique. Don't wait. This fall preview won't be around for long, so come into Macy's tomorrow. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 and monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Lowe's knows tough jobs call for tougher tools. The new DeWalt Elite Series power tool accessories are built to last for the pro who doesn't stop. With precision fitment, durability, and impact resistance, finishing jobs faster has never been easier. Shop the new DeWalt Elite Series at an everyday low price, exclusively at Lowe's. We help, you save.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You can listen to the Royals and Tigers Friday, August 22nd on The Fan, AM 610, with Vern's On Deck show starting at 5. KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Drew is very nervous, I can tell. He came in during the break. He's nervous.
Gets hurt. I didn't need to hear that.
He's nervous.
I didn't need to hear that.
He's nervous already. If the Bengals don't make the playoffs, he's got to wear the Hooters outfit.
To Cleveland,
if they make the playoffs, Cody and I have to wear the Hooters outfit. It's a lose for a lot of people involved, I think.
Me,
if they lose,
and anybody who has to see it.
If they lose to the Cleveland Browns, I will not be here on whatever day in September that is. On the Monday,
you're going to avoid the show.
I will not be
respect
there.
It.
Okay.
So Monday the 12th?
Yeah, coming up in 17 minutes, we will get to the trash of the day, but let's keep talking a little bit about the Royals. What's that?
I was thinking it was like a week after. Just don't play on the Sunday before that. They play the Friday before.
Oh, okay.
Monday, whatever, the 8th or 9th or whatever it is. It'll be fun. We'll talk more Royals, like you said, here in just a minute. Or are we talking Royals now?
We can do it in just a minute. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I was just talking more about Drew's.
Yeah, whatever you know what? Whatever you want, man.
I don't want to wear that outfit either for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, and I do. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, what? Of course.
You're just dying to?
Of course nobody wants to wear it. I don't think it will fit.
I was thinking about the Royals.
Like, you won't even be able to get it over your head, but anyway.
Kind of a bigger picture, and as you said with the Joe Burrow injuries, this is a moment of reflection I believe that we should have for the Royals. And I'm not saying that if they still miss the playoffs, you shouldn't be annoyed. Honestly, based on the way they're playing now, maybe you should be even more annoyed that they let some of these games early in the season slip away. But I'm not going to lose sight on the fact, and I would ask JJ Piccolo the same thing next Tuesday. They have not overcome nothing in order to still be in the playoff hunt August 20th. Do I need to go through the injuries? They missed Lugo for a stretch of time. They haven't had Cole Reagans 2 different times and haven't had him for forever. From the beginning of the season to July 1st, were the baseball's worst offense. If you want to be out, one of the worst power hitting teams, one of the worst run scoring teams, second worst or worse in all of those categories up until July 1st. They have had to cut multiple players, and some of those are their own doing, like the base running issues or some of these others. But considering some of the things that went wrong for them they couldn't control, they have overcome a lot to still be in a playoff hunt, which comes back to like the Q part of it for me, or the JJ's willingness to make some of the trades part of it for me. I think they deserve some credit for overcoming a lot of adversity this season. We gave the Chiefs credit for that last year. We seem to be missing that on the Royals a little bit.
Well, a couple things. One, yes, you have problems with the team. Some of them are self-created, obviously, with decisions. So how do you fix it? And I think they have been very smart with making moves that don't jeopardize the future while also still trying to accomplish their goals this year. That's where I give them credit. That mistakes were made, clearly, with how they evaluated the outfield position heading into opening day. And as you said, one of them is not even...
That was their own doing.
Your right fielder from opening day is not even on a a club anywhere. Your left fielder is in AAA. We can go through every single thing. Mistakes were made, but how do you fix those? How do you solve them? And they have done their best in season to patch that up to put themselves in a position. I do think they get credit for that. As far as why it's not viewed the same way as when the Chiefs why is it not viewed the same way as when the Chiefs did it? Because it is still August 20th, and they even today are not occupying even a playoff spot. That's why I think the really full blown will be if they make the playoffs. Then it's like, wow, that's where it becomes very, very impressive. I think the fact that we're having a conversation that they're in it, sure, they are playing much better offensively. The Burger trade looks pretty good right now. Obviously, Yastrzemski, where they gave up an asset, he's been a huge factor for them, even though he's not.
Apparently only hits leadoff home runs.
I'm just saying they haven't accomplished it yet, so I don't want to throw the victory parade on August 20th when they're still 2.5 out of a playoff.
I'm not saying like the victory parade. It speaks to me in a larger sense of, do you think a franchise is heading in a good direction, is a good franchise, is stable? Stable franchises overcome a lot of problems. They lost this year their number one starter for 75% of the year by the time this thing's done in Cole Reagans. Yeah. Their number two starter for 50% of the year, and he's never coming back. They lost Seth Lugo for multiple weeks, their number three starter. So they had to do it with Waka, their 3 or 4, Noah Cameron, a complete unknown rookie, multiple trades, and yes, the left and right fielders were their own doing. Now, I'll say part of it is their own doing in the sense that they have to perform, and those two guys just stunk.
Sure, but you're
Hunter Renfroe.
For sure, and those players have been criticized plenty. I'm just saying, like, you still went into opening day thinking those were two viable outfielders for you, and if they don't perform, it ultimately does fall back on the organization too. Right?
It's both, but it is the players too, and at least they didn't just ignore the thing.
They did, though. The player got cut, and the other one's in AAA and probably doesn't have much of a future with the organization.
No. I mean, I don't know if he got up for a weekend and then had to get sent back down, unfortunately, because they needed the roster.
I get what you're saying. They have certainly, the starting pitching is why they're still where they're at, and they have been able to, and their biggest strength as an organization right now, they can evaluate pitching. They clearly can develop even tweaks at the big league, and it's been great. That's their best thing they've done since J.J. Picollo took over, honestly, is evaluating big league pitching, and also looks like, to a certain extent, going out and being able to convince the player to work with Brian Sweeney and others to, hey, we think there's just one little tweak we can do, and we think you can get way more out of this pitch or way more out of how you approach this hitter. And it's worked for a lot of the pitchers they've acquired.
As a follow-up to that, I guess, is now that the team is competing for a wild card spot, and we're not like saying they're 6 games back and they're going to have to do a lot to even have a chance to compete. They're legitimately in a wild card race. They're 2.5 games back on August 20th. That's legitimately in a wild card race. Where are if you hated Q, I want to know where you are. If you wanted Zumwalt fired, I want to know I'm just kind of curious. Like, I want to gauge, and there were people who were very critical of J.J. Picollo and the job he did and the offseason of the outfielder stuff. Where are you on anybody, not just you, where are you on your level of hatred for or criticism?
I don't hate any of them. But
criticism for those.
It's not that serious.
And I had my kid say he hated school today. He said, I hate going to school. And I was like, it's day 2. We're screwed.
I would just say, once again, I get why we're having the conversation today. I'm just saying, once again, they haven't completed the task. So, acting like things are all solved. I mean, they lose 5 in a row. We're back in the same spot. So, I don't want to act like all of a sudden everything is kumbaya and they're going to make the playoffs.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm asking what level you're at.
I still think in the offseason there is a conversation that has to be had about your hitting staff still. I don't care how the season finishes. It has to be had still, in my opinion. The Q stuff I always thought was a bit crazy. Not that people are critical. People are critical of managers all the time. The idea that every single loss was his fault and that the team was failing because of him and all that's just typical fandom towards a manager. Matt Quatrero was never getting fired this season, no matter how bad it went, nor should he.
That never made any sense to
if they miss the playoff
conversation.
If they miss the playoff, the same thing, though, applies. He will be on the hot seat next season, in my opinion. If they miss the playoffs this year, then next year, it has to be a playoff appearance. It has to. So that, to me, hasn't changed. And as far as J.J. Picollo, as I mentioned, I think they misevaluated, clearly, the outfield position. To me, they have made some very smart and shrewd moves to fix those, and they have done it in a way that doesn't jeopardize the future. So, if we're assigning grades at this point, like there's no way it's an A for your GM because of the mistakes that happen early, but it's also not a D or an F either. It's probably like a C+ or a B- to me the whole season. The trade deadline was an A, right? That's what's holding up. The trade deadline was an A in what they were able to do. I
still think Q is a very good manager for what his job is, and that people lost sight of it. The idea that he can't manage a bullpen, he technically runs the 7th best bullpen in the league. So either you think they have the most talented bullpen in baseball and he is underutilizing them, or they have a good bullpen and he's doing it right, or they have a bad bullpen and he's overexceeding. There's no way to spin it that he's blowing it unless you think the Royals have the most talented set of bullpen arms in all of baseball, and he's mismanaging what is the best bullpen in baseball, and he's not doing it right.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's perfect and hasn't made mistakes. There was a time in the season, like as in 3 weeks ago or a month ago, where everybody was calling for his head. I thought that was silly at the time, and it's obviously very silly now. But in terms of the actual conversation, as far as if you think different people need to be in place, the only one that I think is worthy of that conversation in the offseason still would be the hitting coach. Someone says, would you still want to change the hitting coach if after the season, if they win or lose playoff spot? If they make the playoffs, I still think a conversation needs to happen because something was wrong. Why was it just the players were just in a rut for 4 months or 3 months? Or is there also something else going on? I mean, there's other players, as we know, have gone on to other organizations and had success. There's a lot of things that have gone on. The hitting coach, even when they made the playoffs last year, they were an average offense. It's not like last year they were
having the conversation.
They weren't a fifth best offense last year, and then were the worst this year. Now they're third worst, I think, in baseball overall, bigger picture. So no, I don't think if they finish the season while it's been better in the second half, I think you still have to evaluate your hitting staff.
I don't think it's crazy in any offseason to take a look at that. There'd be if they make the let's just say in the hypothetical they make the playoffs, and you're saying what do you evaluate outside of that? You should be thrilled, continuously thrilled with the job J.J. Piccolo's doing, in my opinion. Because he would get credit for he'd get more credit for he did want to fix the outfield, but he couldn't. But he didn't just ignore it and just hope things got better magically in the offseason. And the pitching part would make me feel so good.
Brian Sweeney they better make sure they
and JJ's credit for the people he's finding for Brian Sweeney.
Brian Sweeney, they better make sure they add a couple numbers to that paycheck of his starting next season. That's all I got to say.
Not a comma, but add a
just
number
the numbers need to be higher. Okay, yeah, not a comma, but they got to be higher because he's going to get poached otherwise.
Yes, and I'll say right now, just start really working on whoever his underling is. Make sure that guy is doing it the identical way Brian Sweeney is doing it. So if you got to promote from within, somebody who's been watching that man work this entire time is equipped to do so. No, I'm not saying it's all problem solved and fixed and no issues and all this other stuff. I'm just bringing up the idea that, yeah, let's start taking a look. And they deserve a little bit of credit for staying in this thing for what I think they're overcoming. Losing Chris Bubich and Cole Reagans in an individual season. That's the kind of stuff, Gold, I used to give credit for. I'd watch the Cleveland Guardians of the world lose Shane Bieber, and I'm like, how the hell are you a playoff team? You lost Shane Bieber for the whole damn year. How are you even in the mix? You lost your number one starter for the whole year, Yankees. How are you still competitive? Dodgers, Astros, teams that I've watched win a lot have lost major players for them and not lost a playoff spot. The Royals have lost their number one and number two starter for what will end up being the equivalent of 50% of their combined seasons, and still haven't even gotten Cole Reagans back, and they're staying in it. That deserves a little bit of credit.
We'll get to the trash of the day here in about 5 minutes or so, but there's a story. It's not a done deal yet, but there's a story from Kendall Baker, who covers more of the business side and broadcast side of sports, and in particular baseball in this instance. And he tweeted out a couple interesting details about baseball moving forward. He writes over at Yahoo Sports. He used to be over at Axios and ESPN. And he said, MLB rights deals are close to being done, according to a source. What I'm hearing, Apple is fully out. Friday Night Baseball, RIP. So right now, Friday Night Baseball is on Apple. Now, maybe somebody else would pick up Friday Night Baseball, but Apple, according to this, is they're going to be done when their deal's done. Apple doesn't like
weird.
it.
I like Friday Night
I've liked the graphics and the crew and the presentation. NBC Peacock will be in for Friday and Sunday and Wild Card. So Friday Night Baseball would move to NBC and Peacock. The Wild Card game would not be on Apple. It would be on Peacock. Also, the biggest thing for me here, MLB TV if this happens, would be sold to ESPN for a ton of money. And so your MLB TV app, again, not for Royals games. This is if you're trying to watch other games out of market and stuff like that. That would be sold to ESPN. What that means for the platform, does it change it? Does it become an ESPN Plus product? I don't know. That's the one that I'm most concerned about because I love the MLB TV product. I also get it through my cell phone subscription.
So you get it for free?
So I get it for, air quotes, free. I'm paying for it in some form or fashion, but yes. And then, how about this? The Home Run Derby under this deal would move to Netflix. Who cares? Fine with me. I don't care.
Is ESPN just loading up?
I keep thinking about ditching Netflix because it's just TV shows.
So you're worried that it's going to... Wait, would the Home Run Derby convince you to keep it?
I mean, I feel like it's something I watch every year. It wouldn't convince me to keep it if I was considering ditch it. It's just, do I want to get on an app and stream it in that capacity? You know what it is? It's like some things still feel like, and I know this is like an old mentality, some things feel like they should... There's a couple of sporting events that feel like they should be on either network or cable television, not straight streaming service. NFL playoff games, MLB playoff games, the Home Run Derby. Conceptually, it's hard for me, Gold, to be like, Netflix? Should that be a Netflix-only product?
NFL games are on it now.
I know.
I'm sure one
and
day...
NFL-only playoff games are on like Peacock.
Yeah.
But I can still get if the Chiefs are on. I can still get that one on local.
If you're going to put the Derby on, just put the whole All-Star Weekend on Netflix. It just makes...
Wow. The All-Star game,
it's going to be on Big Fox. Yeah. It's going to be on Big Fox.
Yeah, that's a different deal.
Do we know... So ESPN doesn't want to have anything to do with talking about baseball, but then they want to have all the games.
Yeah, it doesn't. There is a part of it that doesn't.
Well, they don't
make
have to
any
provide
sense.
any of the announcers or anything. They'll just do the same thing the MLB TV app is. That
borrow people. Same way YouTube TV is just going to take 17 people.
They don't have to borrow anybody. They just take the team feeds. Remember that's what. Remember MLB TV is just last night I was randomly watching the Reds were playing the Angels or something. It was I was listening to the Reds announcers. I actually like the Reds broadcast team, but I was watching that game randomly.
I'm going to be totally honest. As well, if you told me I had access to, because the NHL does it with ESPN Plus currently. If the NBA won't do it, or let's say eventually they do have that, if you were to tell me it's all in one place and I paid $30 a month for it, I'm more down to do that because I pay for NBA League Pass over the course of a year. If I have access to that and then also MLB TV or the NHL games all in one place for $30 a month, I mean,
I don't know what the pricing stuff is going to be.
I'll take that. But
ESPN's probably interested in MLB TV because they're doing the direct to consumer product now, right? Where if you don't have, it's not just ESPN Plus, it's going to be their new.
Starting tomorrow is the
where
thing.
it's going to be for people that don't have any streaming service, don't have any cable or satellite. You just want everything under the ESPN umbrella.
It's no different than like subscribing to FanDuel or on Amazon or MLB TV.
It's just in the same place.
So I don't really have some big gripe with it because that was another reason I knew the Royals were back. Last night, for the first time since like April or May, I sent out Royals won 5 games in a row. Woo woo. Let's do the poppers. It'll be fun. And some guy said, wish I could watch them. I live in Kansas City. And my response was, you can watch them again. You can't watch them, sir. They're available on many. He's like, well, I don't want to pay for it. And you're like, well, I got bad news. That's just the game.
That's every team in every league in every city, it seems like.
There's like a couple of things that irrationally bother you. On my list of irrationally bother me, even though they shouldn't, are the people who are like, wish I could watch the team. And I'm like, you can. You've made a choice not to. But they are available to watch in Kansas City every night. You have to pay for it, but it is available, and it bothers me. The other one, and I know that I am absolutely I'm going to get crushed on the text side of this. I hate your post that it is person's jersey number days away until the game. Throw them into a pit of
like
fire.
what the social media teams do.
Hate it.
So you don't
they
like
started 50 games out.
When
You're Tim Grunhard's away. Tim Grunhard number away until the. I hate
so
it.
On Thursday,
why does that bug
I
you?
don't know. I'm not saying it should.
So Drew's right. When they post the what is it about it? What don't you like?
I think part of it is the repetitive nature of it because they started so many days out. I can't. It's every team. It's every social media thing.
You just scroll past it.
I said it's irrational. I didn't say that there's a good reason for it to bother me. There's not. But I hate it, and I think it's lazy social media, and I don't think anybody should do it. And I don't like it.
Tomorrow, you guys
That's
are going
all.
to be in Vegas, and I'm going to say at one point, hey, Cody, it's Patrick Mahomes days away
I
from
hate
the
it
NFL
even
season.
worse when people say it out loud.
It is worse when it's said out loud than on the graphic. The graphic you can just
like
avoid.
if you look at me dead in the eye and you're like, we're only Chris Katsu number away until opening day of Royals baseball. I'm like, I hate you so much.
It's worse
for
if you
that.
say it. The
is a lot
graphic
worse,
is
I
fine.
agree.
Well, and
are
part
you
of it is
excited
they started
today?
50
Today's National Radio Day. Do you love that?
It's fine. I like working in radio and it pays my bills.
Do you?
I don't think I've ever celebrated it.
How
are we supposed to properly celebrate
How are you
National Radio
celebrating?
Day?
How are you celebrating?
By flying to Vegas. I'll get a cocktail tonight for National
Perfect
Radio
deal.
Day.
I'm looking forward to that.
Someone also said
I hate it. I don't know why I hate it.
I don't know if you saw that, Cody. Somebody on the text line earlier when you mentioned your son doesn't like going to school. Someone said they would hate school too if my dad was in Vegas every other weekend.
I am. Yeah, it's tough. I am hoping this happened today. I am hoping for his case that this is just we've had all summer. Summer's a blast. We've been enjoying it, and we're back at the first week of school and doing this every day sounds intense.
Oh yeah.
He was not interested in going to school today.
That's because his girlfriend's not there.
He
They're
was
not in the same
begging,
class.
borrowing, and stealing.
He hasn't bought in.
He did mention her yesterday, I will say.
Oh.
So he said he came back from home and I was like, hey, normally they'll tell me a couple things. And then maybe like an hour after he'd been home, he said, the girl's name, I don't want to mention the name, and another friend of his, he said, they're both back at school. And I said, oh, that's okay. The one that, remember, later in the year where they were having, he didn't like, and I said, well, why is that a problem? He's like, he was already worried because what happened last year, which I did not get a full explanation of last year. He said part of what happened between him and this girl and him and a good friend of his was.
And for the audience, once again, your son is how old?
He just turned 7.
Okay, there we go.
He was 6 when this all took place. Is that last year they ran into a problem because the girl, who for a while he was calling his girlfriend, did not want him to be friends with the other guy anymore. And the guy the 6-year-old, didn't want him to be friends with her anymore. They both wanted exclusivity in his friendship or being a girlfriend. He was already running into what I would call 22-year-old person problems. And so he saw them both and he's like, what's going to happen here if they both want me to just be friends with them again? I'm like, I wouldn't worry about it. They probably don't remember it. I'm shocked you do.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
So.
Okay.
It'll all be all right.
Well, I hope he has a better day at school today.
I won't date you if you're friends with him still. Okay.
All right, let's get to the trash of the day.
Trash of the day.
All right, this one's a pretty amazing story. This isn't like the typical, somebody went to a store.
Got arrested for wrestling an alligator in a bank.
This one is just non-sports, but it's actually really, really cool. This happened in Vancouver, up in British Columbia. And a Canadian man lost his sight more than 2 decades ago. And he can now see again thanks to this groundbreaking surgery. They used his own tooth to restore his vision. Yeah, you heard that right. His tooth is why he can now see for the first time in 20-plus years. He's one of 3 individuals who underwent an innovative procedure known as tooth-in-eye surgery, marking the first time it's been conducted in Canada. And so this patient went blind when he was just 13 years old. He said he's undergone over 50 eye procedures trying to get his vision back. And this time it worked. Teeth are used, basically, they remove a tooth from the patient. They insert a plastic lens inside the tooth.
And then they put the tooth in my eye?
They stitch the assembly into the eye socket. This dude literally has a tooth in his eye socket with a lens, and he can see. The tooth, they use that because the tooth is one of the hardest substances a human produces, making them an ideal casing to, I guess, bridge the lens.
Who's the first? The question I have is, who's the first person who thought, what if I just stuck your tooth in your eye and you could see again?
It was actually developed.
Who thought of this plan?
The article says it was developed in the 1960s. It's considered a last resort for individuals with severe corneal blindness.
That's cool, man. Science is cool.
The fact that they can remove your tooth and now you're seeing through your tooth, that's
cool.
insane. It's amazing is what it is, yeah.
I'm also convinced if we have that sort of technology and we know that can work, there are solutions for other problems that are just not being shared.
Oh, you're saying that they have them, but they're keeping them
Correct.
secret?
Yes.
Like the old, people were saying they found a tire that never goes flat, but they won't let you have it because of the big tire, apparently.
Gold, didn't you get laser eye? I got LASIK, yeah.
Over a tooth in your eye.
Dury Vision, it's been probably like 4 years. So now it's just like,
you don't even remember what it's like to not see,
Yeah, I really don't.
You said he had 50 as in 50
50 procedures prior to this one, where now they took his tooth. I don't know which tooth.
That guy really wanted to see.
Well, yeah, you think?
Evidently.
I mean, I would do everything possible as well.
Little baseball news, just
okay.
quick.
All right, that's the trash of the day. Moving on.
Bubba Chandler, pitching
prospect
number
for the
one
Pirates,
pitching
got called
prospect in all of Major League Baseball, has been called up, according to reports.
There you go. Okay.
Do you have any of his cards?
I have a base card. Not going to be worth much, but I do have a card of his. Not auto. Connor
Thanks
Griffin.
for the Jermaine Burton card today, Gold. I really appreciate
You're welcome.
that.
Yeah,
I was really looking forward to
you
that.
actually were high on Jermaine Burton, so that should be held true.
He can bounce back.
Yeah, I had a couple NFL cards I was going through, and I don't want any Cincinnati cards. And they're not worth any money.
As long as they're not worth anything, I understand.
Yeah, I didn't. Spoiler, I did not give Drew any cards that were worth $1,000. I did not. The one Joe Burrow might be worth $5, but you're a Bengals fan, so I gave you a couple Joe Burrow cards, Joe Burton, and a Jamar Chase.
Did you get your money yet?
I did today.
Hey.
Today, the day you go to Vegas?
Let's go.
Horribly dangerous.
It just came through.
That timing sounds dangerous.
The ACH just came through.
After about a week, have you thought any more? I know we got to go to a break.
Bank account looks nice right now.
Have you thought any more of what Cody and I suggested?
I am not blowing it on cooking lessons, if that's what you're asking.
Are you gonna use a segment of it for a wager? Are you just going to put $500 down on on black or something?
No, definitely not on the roulette wheel.
Okay.
No, I would if I were to ever do that, it would be on something that I feel like there's a little more
control. It'd be a sports bet.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it on literally a dice. I'm not going to do it on a literal dice roll.
You'll be over here shaking as it's like, come on now,
or
please.
one of the roulette balls bouncing around the table.
All
and
9K on red.
Pops
Let's
out
go.
of. It could be 17 black and it pops out of there. Instead, it lands on 00 or something. Anyway,
that would stink.
It would. Never had that happen before. Up next, we will get to the Chiefs red half hour, talking about the left side of the line a little bit more, and could that lead to some of the big plays again? That's coming up here on 96.5 The Fan.
This is Cody and Gold.
You will not decorate my balls, period. I will decorate my balls.
Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com. 96.5 The Fan.
Let's build your dream deck over at All Weather Decks. Schedule a free estimate today by going to allweatherdecks.net or 913-206-1974. You know that I'm pro deck, as I have, 4 on my house. So you need some of those works to maintain it. Sometimes you want the composite decking, so it's maintenance free moving forward. You want that big screen porch so you can sit outside. I'm not kidding. I love watching Chiefs games outside on the screen porch, no bugs, good fall weather, great fall weather. It's late summer, but it's coming next week in Kansas City when we got temperatures in the 70s. Don't you want to spend time outside? Schedule a free estimate and take a look at their work. It doesn't matter what kind of work you need. Wood decks, composite decks, covered patios, outdoor kitchens, or fire pits. As we're getting into those cooler temperatures, they can handle it over at All Weather Decks. The process was easy. They gave me a list of every little thing they could do. We started talking what these can look like and which projects I'm ready to do. Those things were all easy, and they make it simple and easy to see at All Weather Decks. So go to allweatherdecks.net or give them a call, 913-206-1974.
Jefferson's has a brand new happy hour designed to save you money. Enjoy half off appetizers and half off your bar tab. 7 days a week at Jefferson's Lenexa and Jefferson's North Kansas City. Yeah, you heard that right. Half off your bar tab during happy hour at both locations. And it gets even better. Mondays are all day happy hour. Plus, they've got reverse happy hour every night. Whether you're catching the game or just kicking back with family and friends, Jefferson's in Lenexa and North Kansas City is the place to be. Proudly local and always delicious. Jefferson's. Wings, burgers, oysters.
Missouri, get ready! DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. Later this football season, you'll be able to bet same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more right here in Missouri. Whether you're backing Kansas City to dominate on Sundays or sweating your basketball picks, DraftKings Sportsbook brings everything you want to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when we go live in Missouri, you'll be betting from home with the top-rated sportsbook trusted by millions. Safe, secure, and ready to deliver the action like never before. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 965 now to gear up for launch in Missouri. Be the first in line for exclusive promos and can't-miss offers. That's code 965 in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
It's the summer sales event at Robside Ford. Your chance to upgrade without the stress. Robside joins me now. Rob, what's the offer?
0% financing, $0 down, and 0 payments for 90 days on nearly the entire Ford lineup.
That's a serious summer deal.
Sure is. And unlike your brisket last weekend, these deals aren't dry.
Okay, that's fair. These savings are definitely juicy.
And we're backing it up with 2 years of complimentary maintenance, a non-commissioned sales team, and top trade-in values.
No pressure, no gimmicks at Robside Ford. The way car buying should be.
We're Kansas City's top-rated Ford dealer. 4.8 stars, nearly 3,000 Google reviews, and a better experience from start to finish.
So skip the smoke and the dry meat. This summer, start at Robside Ford.
135th and State Line or robsight.com. 0% financing, $0 down, 0 payments for 90 days, and 2 years of complimentary maintenance.
Robside Ford, buy right, drive happy. And next time, maybe stick to potato salad.
Flooded bathroom? AC on the fritz? When things go wrong, you need reliable service fast. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter and take $50 off any HVAC, plumbing, or electrical repair over $200. The pros at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to fix the problem. Over 40 years experience, more than 8,000 5-star reviews, plus our exceptional service guarantee means you can trust Hamilton to bring comfort and calm back to your home. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
The John Deere Gator XUV lets you cut, pack, drive, scout, weld, stack, feed, pull, load, tow, spray, and haul, all in a single day. Because with the highest cargo box volume in its class, customizable features, and a towing capacity of up to 4,000 pounds, it gets the job done. You just have to get in the seat. Learn more at your John Deere dealer or visit johndeere.com/GatorXUV. If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
What's up, guys? It's Drew. Whatever sport you enjoy watching, there's a push for the playoffs. There's the beginning of the season coming up as well. The athletes have to be at their best and playing at peak performance when it matters most. You also should be doing the same. Be more confident where it counts. Blue Chew is a small chew for a big difference. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet, it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. It really is that good. You'll have flashbacks to your glory days. Date nights just got longer and better for everyone because showing up matters during life's most exciting moments. This isn't just about performance. Give her group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. There's a great offer there for you. You get your first month free. Just use promo code KFNZ at checkout and cover $5 for shipping. That's it. Then you'll be ready to chew it and do it.
Almost Andy Reid here. Renner Garage Door has proudly served KC for nearly 70 years. Get your free estimate today. RENNER forward and back.
RENNER, RENNER.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios. Welcome in to the Chiefs Red Half Hour. Every day at 11:30 with Cody and Gold on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Chiefs Red Half Hour brought to you by All Weather Decks, Kansas City's most respected deck builder. Check them out at allweatherdecks.net.
Someone's a little confused with our bet we made with Drew. Someone says, I'm behind on the show, but if both teams or neither team make the playoffs, then all of three of you have to wear the Hooters outfit? No, the bet is if the
Chiefs are not involved in this at all.
If the Bengals make the playoffs, Cody and I have to wear the Hooters outfit that we found with the short shorts and the tank top. If the Bengals miss the playoffs, Drew has to wear it. It's that simple. Yeah. That simple of a bet.
Nervous.
Yeah, well, you guys, we got months and months and
Go
months.
nervous already? Go.
Yeah, don't be nervous.
Well, I don't want to wear
got,
the outfit.
Yeah, but you got months. It's not happening next week.
The only reason I was willing to make it is that I had already proclaimed I did not believe they were a playoff
Yeah,
team.
and I think it is a true coin
helps.
flip, and the odds would tell us it's pretty close to a coin flip. It is it's like a 55% chance they make it based on the odds. It is almost a coin flip that the Bengals are a playoff team. Would I bet $1,000 that they're going to miss? No, but at the same time, this is a show bet that. Is much better than the other idea of a show bet, which involved KU and MU and just Carrington.
I like that one because it didn't involve me
you.
at all.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I like that one
I
a
bet
lot.
Drew loved that one as well.
I think it's equally as good, and it did not involve me, which
Someone
I very
says,
much
doesn't Drew normally wear that when he works out anyway?
The shorts are a similar length.
The shorts were pretty close. If Drew had orange version of the shorts he had in that photo, they would be the same shorts.
I know.
Yeah, maybe.
I know we'll talk about wide receivers here in just a minute. What Dana Hughes said on this show yesterday about that group. But just simply put, in order to get what we all want back, the deep passing game, is it literally just down to Simmons? Do the wide receivers have nothing to do with this? And it's just as down to if Simmons can pass block, the Chiefs can throw the ball deep again. They were the worst deep passing team in the NFL last year, which is crazy for an Andy Reid-led offense who's quarterbacked by Patrick Mahomes. It honestly defies logic. How the hell could you be the worst deep passing team in the NFL last year? That makes no sense considering the quarterback and coach that you possess. Is it just left tackle? Simmons is good, deep passes are back? Or is it like some combination, which we'll talk more about the wide receivers individually here in a minute, is it some combination of those guys? Because I'm starting to lean towards if offensive line play is okay, they'll throw the ball deep. I feel like they want to throw the ball deep.
I don't think it's that simple only because Xavier Worthy struggled with spatial awareness or, however you want to describe it in terms of not knowing where the sideline was. And so if that is corrected, then yes. So I think it's two parts. It's do we believe Xavier Worthy is a better deep threat now? I know in the Super Bowl, I understand he caught multiple passes and had a nice stat line in an otherwise very depressing Super Bowl for the team. If he has figured that out, and we asked Xavier Worthy at camp about that very thing, he obviously thinks they've corrected that. So, yeah, it's time. Number one, got to have time and trust in your left tackle, Josh Simmons. But also, is Worthy or whoever else, Tyquan Thornton, whoever else, Hollywood Brown, down the field routes, are those guys on the same page with Mahomes? Are they aware where they're at on the field? That also, it's not just Simmons, but it's a huge chunk.
I mean, but it's got to be at least that, right? They have been at least a league average deep passing team when they had competent left tackle play, or the best deep passing team in the NFL. I don't think Mahomes just lost the ability to throw a deep ball. Now, last year would kind of indicate that I think he maybe got not the yips, but I think maybe got a little trigger shy or rushed in his process is probably what I would actually say in throwing some of the deep passes. So he was a little less accurate for portions of last year. But I do think it might just be left tackle play. If they can block him long enough to throw the ball deep, he will. Like, I think it might just simply come down. I don't think the personnel matters nearly as much. I've watched him throw deep passes to Justin Watson, MVS, all kinds of different guys over the years successfully. And last year they had the fastest man in the NFL in Xavier Worthy, or one of the fastest men in the NFL in Xavier Worthy. Later in the season had Hollywood Brown, who's supposed to be a deep threat, and other available deep passing options. I just don't think they could wait long.
Yeah, a huge chunk of it's the O-line, but also some of it was, and Worthy admitted it, like he was stepping out of bounds. He was too close to the sideline. Him and Mahomes were not on the same page, and some of it was on Mahomes. I think a ton of it was on Worthy. So that's a huge chunk of it. Yes, the offensive line, but it's the awareness down the field. Do they actually have Rashee Rice available much of the season so that the underneath stuff is effective and you actually cause the defense to come up a little bit, and that way it opens up the deep ball? You have to prove that you're able to have some big opportunities even underneath, yards after the catch. And the really only yards after the catch guy in the middle of the field is Rashee Rice at this point. Like Juju Smith-Schuster, he's going to catch it. There's not much yards after the catch. Travis Kelce, we'll see. I don't think there's a ton of yards after the catch anymore, but maybe
he's been historically very good at
maybe the slimming down and he's in shape and all that. You know, like Xavier Worthy, yes, he can get yards after the catch, but we're talking deep threat for him. If he's going to have stuff underneath, a lot of that's going to be more designed, like the touchdown he had against the Ravens.
Do you think they'll be good? Do you think they'll be good at the deep passing game this year, the Chiefs?
I don't think they'll be. I think
they'll be average.
I don't think they'll be the best team in football down the field. I think they will be in the top. I think they'll be in the top half of the league in terms of if we're going. How are we judging that? Are we going plays 25 plus? Yeah, they'll be in the top half of the league.
Yeah, I think they totally should be, because to me it's not just Mahomes throwing the ball 40 yards down the field and then completing the ball. It looks like he's able to throw it all over the yard, where the last 2 years it doesn't.
It looked hard.
It doesn't look like he's been able to do that. Where if they have the full complement of wide receivers, it should feel like he can throw it anywhere, and there's going to be guys who are going to get 25 or whatever yardage you guys were saying plus plays. It's not just the 60-yard bomb to Xavier Worthy that we saw in the Super Bowl.
They weren't dead last. They had 42 20-plus yard plays last year. The only teams worse than them are the teams you'd think. Giants, Patriots, Dolphins, Browns, Bears.
Yeah, they got to get out of it. They have no business in that group.
Yeah.
They have no business in that group whatsoever. So they'll be in the top half. I think they'll be in that 12 to 15 range, hopefully at least. And I think that's very realistic.
This is why I think it is Simmons. When I tell you the teams, I want you to remember how good of left tackle play these teams. Remember in your head, do these teams get really good left tackle play and really good offensive line play? And then you'll realize why I think it might just be down to Simmons. 49ers led the NFL last year. They have traditionally had excellent left tackle play. Now, they had to do it with Jalen Moore a little bit last year.
He did play.
They led the league in big plays. They also missed the playoffs, though.
They had 66 plays of 20-plus yards last year. But they also had Trent Williams for more than half the season. Vikings, who traditionally had one of the better offensive lines.
Jefferson, Sam Darnold played pretty good. Kevin O'Connell's great.
Lions, who had one of the better offensive lines in football last year, maybe the best offensive line in football. And then Bucks, Ravens, Bills are also on the list. Now, here's the problem I have, is that the teams who just have good offensive lines, Broncos, Steelers, like really good offensive lines, they're on this list even though I didn't like their players. I didn't like their quarterback, or I didn't like the position players they were throwing to.
Remember, Russell Wilson was just throwing up the moon balls to George Pickens.
Write that right up
moon
there. With,
ball.
Write that right up there with number of jersey, number of days
that was
away.
On the broadcast, there was a Monday night game or Sunday night game where they wouldn't shut up about the moon balls.
And in fairness, the same thing with Denver is Cortland Sutton. Just throw the ball up to Cortland Sutton and let him go do his thing.
But you can do that if the Broncos had, I think, the best offensive line in the AFC last year.
Yeah.
You can throw the ball down the field up in the air to nobody or to Cortland Sutton. If you can physically block long enough for them to get there, the other teams, I mean, they were below the Jets last year. They were below the Raiders. Surprisingly enough, Cincinnati was only like league average last year, which is actually kind of weird. Considering how good their offense was, they were just maybe too efficient.
In terms of what the
20-plus yard plays.
20-plus yard?
Yeah. I'm just looking at the teams the Chiefs are below. They have no business being below the Cardinals, Titans, Texans, Saints. Come on. Like, To be league average, they only needed 10 more 20-plus yard plays. That doesn't feel like it's asking much.
No.
10 to 15
They'll be in the
additional.
top half. I'm like talking about bets. I would make that bet if that was a thing. Like if somebody
That'd be a
disagreed.
weird bet. That's a weirdly specific bet.
If somebody if you disagreed with me, I would make that bet that they would be top half. I think you wouldn't take that bet. Like we both probably think they're going to be top half.
Simmons is really good.
Yeah. Well, again, and it's not just him though. It's having good left tackle play.
Having healthy wide receivers.
It's having, the awareness, as I said, with Worthy and others down the field, the tracking of the football through the air, which is something they haven't had really well since Tyreek Hill.
I will say wide receivers, though, it's unknown more than we want to admit, isn't it? We've only seen Hollywood Brown in the offense for like 5 games coming off an injury where he wasn't 100% healthy. We've only seen the super version of Rashee Rice for 3.5 games. We've only seen the super version of Xavier Worthy after he got past the rookie stuff for like 7 games, and none of them on the field at the same time together. And so, I wish I kind of knew exactly what they had in the wide receiver game as a compliment, as in how they work together. I don't have any idea. And hell, they might still miss Rashee Rice for 8 games this year. I don't know.
It's very possible. Very, very possible.
I'm so tired of talking that suspension. I want them to just levy it. Make a decision. Tell me that we're not going to find out till October. I'm not saying we're close.
There's Pelissero said there's like a small chance that they settle before the hearing, but based off of the discrepancy and what each side wants, I don't know.
2 to 10.
What settlement's going to happen before they get an arbiter or whatever.
Cody, who did you say the top teams were? If you still have that list up, I'm
49ers.
I closed it. I'm sorry.
Vikings,
49ers,
Lions,
Bucks, Lions.
Were the Ravens and Bills on there?
Yes.
The Ravens and Bills were both in the top 10.
This is the thing, though, that I think is interesting.
Oh, here we go. We're about to get into a quarterback conversation. Go ahead.
No, the reason I think the Bills and the Ravens and the 49ers are in their conversation is if you look at the running backs, like Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are probably very responsible for some of that. Josh Allen and his running ability, James Cook, very responsible for that as well. Where if you look at teams that like the Chiefs,
you weren't just pulling up air yards? These were in total offense?
These are just 20-plus yard plays.
Yeah. Oh, we need to look up. No, yeah. We need.
You want passing plays?
Yeah, sorry.
I just view dynamic offense as a group.
I think that changes the whole conversation about the teams we were just talking about. Yeah, no.
Because I think the Bengals would be higher in that category.
Big plays down the field because of Simmons. I would not count that as big running plays.
I think it's both. Yes.
The whole issue we all thought was down the field. No, we got to find the numbers down the field
for the amount or lack thereof.
I thought
that
we were
Andy
doing
runs the football. It feels like the Chiefs would be
that
higher on that
explains the
list.
Niners more because that explains
the Niners and the Ravens, even the Ravens more.
I'm glad you. I thought.
Oh no, I apologize. I thought that was both.
Does it have?
No, that was passing.
It is there.
What I gave you
was
passing.
Wow, okay, so then that's good because passing, Matt.
I pull up.
I don't. For the sake of this convo, I don't really care how many 20-plus yard plays they had on the ground.
That's specifically passing.
Yeah, the through the air is what matters. That's
rushing.
The issue.
The Chiefs were probably dead last.
Yeah, probably.
Are you kidding? 20-plus yard run plays? Did the Chiefs have one? They had 7, actually, to be exact.
How many of them were Patrick Mahomes?
They were 6, but this is big plays are big plays. No offense, the same teams are at the bottom of this list.
That's not the convo we've been having and are having.
The Ravens were first in the NFL in 20-plus yard passing plays. Still, surprisingly enough, Cincinnati only had 9. They only had 2 more than Kansas City. The top teams in the league in just rush. This is rushing. No, that's not surprising for Cincinnati. The top rushing were Ravens had 29-plus yard plays of 20 or more. Rushing.
Yeah, like text line.
Eagles, Commanders, Colts,
run
Cardinals.
game is the reason why teams are able to throw the deep ball. I understand that, but the entire narrative.
What I gave you was pass.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just referencing the text. Some says run game is 100% the reason why teams are able to throw the deep ball. The runs can set up the pass. I understand that, but the narrative towards the end of last season, post Super Bowl, around the draft, frankly, all offseason has been they have to have the deep ball back. Mm-hmm. And it has not been with nobody is suggesting, because frankly, they're also not going to do this. Oh, just run the ball another 20 times a game and it'll come. No, it's can you protect the quarterback and do you have the ability down the field to link up? It is not the issue was.
And I gave up on explosiveness in the running game when they gave up on running back in the draft.
Nobody was watching last year. In saying the biggest issues with the offense was that Isaiah Pacheco wasn't running at 30-plus yards down the field. The biggest issue was Worthy wasn't catching deep passes. Hollywood Brown wasn't available. Rice, obviously, down the field. Yes, I want big run plays. Isaiah Pacheco is not a home run threat. I'll give you that. Nobody in that backfield, I think, is really a home run threat at this point in time in their career. Kareem Hunt, certainly not either. I'm just saying, the way we've discussed the offense, it was always about the big plays down the field, as in through the air.
Or throwing the ball 10 yards and somebody's capable of going another 10 yards.
I mean, that's fine.
Well, and Cody, I think, you brought up, I think it's interesting that in terms of big plays, the
passing plays,
the Bengals were only 2 better than the Chiefs, but it looked easy for the Bengals. Where now
they were also second in the league in 40-plus yard passing touchdowns. That's why it looked easy.
I don't care what the Bengals were. I mean, whatever.
Well, no.
Yeah.
It's not even a conversation about them. It's that with the full complement of wide receivers for the Chiefs, it doesn't even matter about the big plays to me. It's, does it look easy for the offense again? Where the last 2 years, it has not looked easy. It has looked very, very hard. Hence, again, more compliment to Patrick Mahomes and the ability for him to even do what he was able to do. Now, if they even get the mediocre left tackle play, even if it's mediocre, with the full complement of wide receivers, it should look easier for the offense to do things and for Patrick Mahomes to not have to make Superman-like plays to just move the ball down the field with more ease. It should look easier and be more fun to watch.
Without even looking up the numbers, you'll know if the Chiefs' deep passing game is back. You won't have to know how many 20-plus yard plays for that point.
But let's say Rice is available the first 2 weeks of the season, and he's back to what he was at the beginning of last season.
That's a grade on the curve if there's no Rice.
But I mean, like, underneath routes are back. If Travis Kelce is anywhere closer to what he was 3 years ago than last year, suddenly there's the middle of the field is being utilized by him. That's where you get the over-the-top stuff, more to me than like what is not going to happen. The Chiefs are not suddenly going to become a great running football team, and that's going to set up the deep passes. Yes, it helps. I don't disagree. But Isaiah Pacheco is not going to run so well all year that's going to be what causes the deep passing game to be unlocked. I think it's more going to be about Simmons. It's going to be underneath routes that are going to be 10 or less, or 15 or less, I should say, and it's going to be whether or not Xavier Worthy in particular has awareness on the field that he's not near the sideline. And if he is near the sideline, obviously recognize that and
don't go out to go with it, I would guess, without even looking, how much would I bet that Rashee Rice had, like, of the very few 20-plus yard plays, how much would I bet Rashee Rice was, like, 3 or 4?
He might have.
Before he got
middle of the field, a yard after the catch.
He definitely was.
He very well. Like, I can't remember the exact status now, but, I mean, he had 110 and 103 yards in 2 of his first 3 games, so...
There was one deep ball he had against the Bengals in that game. I think he caught a touchdown like 50 yards. Like that was one of the only deep balls that we saw all season that worked.
He averaged 14 yards a catch before he got hurt. So I got to assume that at least some of them were for 20.
And even at that point, Gold, like what you guys were talking about the underneath stuff, Rashee is a crucial part of where he's the possession guy. If you got to worry about Rashee all of a sudden, you're going to have to come down more and not just play too deep and just be like, well, we got Xavier Worthy covered. It's totally fine because the Chiefs can't trust anybody underneath without Rashee Rice. They got Kelce, but as long as we can, like if he gets 10 catches for 45 yards, that's fine for us. He can help unlock the offense even more where having the full complement, Rashee helps Xavier. Xavier can help out Rashee and Hollywood underneath and Travis. Like it all fits together where that's why people get so excited about talking about this room and the potential for it is they all complement each other very, very well, it seems like on paper.
The dynamic level in the run game will still be a question because they didn't do anything to like you and I were rooting for the home run hitter.
Yeah, we want to spend one of their first 3 or 4 round picks.
Yeah. They didn't go for that.
I do think, as we discussed earlier with Pacheco, the fact that he's now fully recovered, this is his first full training camp he's had since his rookie year. I actually do think that matters. He looks like he's got a little bit of burst back, and I think Pacheco can have, for him, like what is one of his better years, which is 950-plus yards on the ground. That's something he did do 2 years ago. He's not 29. He's 26. I think there is still the ability. What could be his final year in Kansas City, too. Let's be honest about it. This could be the final year, even if it's a great year for him. Just the way the Chiefs might operate.
Works.
Yeah.
I mean, if he has a great year, I think they'll find a way to pay him. You don't have to pay running backs that much to go for it. But, I think that somewhere outside of that.
All right, up next, we'll get to what's trending. Josh Vern, our Royals insider, is going to join us. We'll get back into the Royals, not only with him, but also a few other conversations as we're expecting Jay Binkley to stop by a little early today as we head off to Vegas. That's coming up.
Watch Cody and Gold on YouTube by subscribing to the 96.5 YouTube channel. Cody and Gold is brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
All this football talk reminds us that training camp in St. Joe is over. And with football around the corner, Why wouldn't you start your training at Centric Training? That's right. They can train you to do the exact job you want to do for the actual season. No shoulder pads and helmet, but train you for the job you want.
Yeah, hone in on the specific skill. Why would you waste your time doing something that, one, you don't love, but also that's not going to actually correlate to skills that you're going to need for a future job? And the timing is what's great. We're talking about what the football season can look like here and where the offense can be and everything like that. Well, by the time we are talking about the postseason, you could have a brand new career. You could be through the program in just 4 months. Yeah, 4 months from now, we are talking postseason.
I could be in a Hooters uniform before you're in your new career. That's not great. Look, I'm not saying it's great. I'm just letting you know that could be the case. It's important to get the career that you want. Reach out to Russ at Centric.com.
When enjoying family and friends this Labor Day, bring out the grill and bring out the Gates Barbecue Extra Hot Sauce. It's great on spinach, asparagus, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts. While you're at it, be sure to use Gates Hot and Spicy seasonings on fresh fruit, vegetables, popcorn, nuts, or enhance your salad dressings with Gates Hot and Spicy seasoning for that extra flavor pop. Pick these up at your local grocer, and if you don't see them, ask for them. Make Gates Barbecue a part of your Labor Day. Gates Barbecue. Thanks. With love.
Still paying interest? Reiselman Nissan just dropped 0% APR for 60 months on new Muranos, Rogues, and Pathfinders. Or stretch it out, 1.9% for 72 months, or even 84 months at just 3.49% APR. Need torque? Take home a new Frontier and grab up to $6,000 in total rebates. And if you live in Missouri and lease your new vehicle, you pay 0 sales tax. That's real money saved. These deals are real, but they won't last. Tap over to ReiselmanNissan.com. Reiselman Nissan. Every customer, every time.
This is Dana Hughes. In Kansas City football, we honor tradition, but we always look forward to what's next. That's why I'm all in for Flight by Yingling. It's brewed by the oldest brewery in America, but built for today. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, crisp, clean, and full of flavor, just the way a light beer should be. It's got the legacy and the stats to back it up. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer and the official beer of Dana Hughes. BG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Gear? Check. Snacks? Check. Tires? Not so much. I didn't have time to deal with this, so I asked my friend. Her answer was simple. Take it to Telly, she said, and I'm so glad I did. They didn't just take care of my tires, they took care of me. We got you, they said, and they did. Fast, friendly, and stress-free. Now I know when life throws you a red card, take it to Telly. Stay in the game. Take it to Telly.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the 7th inning stretch of a televised baseball game,
we'll be back after this.
It's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate or BPH could be the cause, and Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs From voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery. So he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your cold is coming. Your cold is coming. When you feel a cold coming, shorten it with Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand.
Oh, no, not before my big trip.
The big trip you've been planning is coming up, and so is your cold. But Zicam can shorten your cold and get you back to planning sooner.
Thanks, Revere.
We really should keep Zicam in the house.
Shorten your cold with Zicam.
Take it from America's most revered messenger. Shorten your cold at the first sign with cold shortening products from Zicam, the #1 cold shortening brand. Available in stores or see where to buy at Zicam.com.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment, not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
You're listening to the all-new 96.5 The Fan, your new home for Chiefs football. KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. What's trending?
#1 on What's Trending. Of course, the Royals won 5 in a row. We've been talking about them throughout the show. They continue their series against the Rangers this evening, trying to take Game 3 of 4. They're just 2.5 games back of a wild card spot.
It's not bad, obviously, as a team that had started off slow and had been quite a bit distant in the, I would say, standings for a long time. 2.5 games back. Mariners getting ready to get first pitch right now. That could get them at 2 games back if they got swept in their finale of their series against the Phillies. So we'll see exactly what happens. Next up on What's Trending, Aaron Judge may have his throwing limited for the rest of the season, according to their manager, Aaron Boone. Obviously, he missed a chunk of the season after his injury. The fact that he's already kind of going through that, I always hate. Like, if I were a team and I just handed out a massive contract to a person, that's when I start feeling bad. I'd be like, you're already getting hurt? We just gave you a bunch of money. Do you think you could just be like, we understand you might get hurt when you're 37, but do you think you could be cool for a little bit? I always get a little bit worried about it. He's already missed time this year, and now he might not throw the rest of the year. Good news, every team has a DH, including the Yankees. You got to leave that spot open for Aaron Judge.
Also on What's Trending, Arch Manning now refuting the report that said he will for sure stay at Texas next year. Remember, Archie Manning had said that he will not declare for the draft. We had said at the time, like, let's just see how he plays. I mean, if the guy ends up in New York at the Heisman ceremony, why is he staying in college? Don't tell me NIL. I understand. Not if you're going to be the number one quarterback taken. NIL will not matter. If you're going to be a second-round pick, sure. But if he is...
If you're going to be the 20th overall,
like let's say he wins the Heisman, okay, and they think he's going to be the number one overall pick, you go to the NFL.
This is the most hyped player I can think of going into a college football season in a while. I get it. His name is Manning. That is part of it. But still, for a guy we've only seen make like 30 passes in his career, it's crazy.
He said Archie texted him back to apologize.
Mm-hmm.
He said he didn't know where he got it from.
Easy there, Grandpa. You know, be cool. Next up on What's Trending, former Chiefs corner and current Titans cornerback L'Jarius Sneed is now past his physical for the squad and will begin practicing today for the first time this offseason. Just a good reminder, man. They got out of that. They got out of L'Jarius Sneed, who I like as a person a lot, and was a very good player for some championship teams here. They got out of that contract at the right damn time, man.
Yes, they did. No question. Yeah, I mean, they had the insight, right? They obviously had the insight. All right, last night, What's Trending, one of the top prospects in baseball, especially for the Pirates, Bubba Chandler, called up for them. So their rotation has Chandler and Skeens. That's pretty darn good.
I guess, but they still got to score 2 runs a night in order to win.
Yeah.
What's ridiculous is that's all they have to score most nights. 2 or 3 runs. Got to get it done for Paul Skeens and Bubba Chandler.
That is what's trending here on Cody and Gold. Don't forget our lunch sponsor on Wednesdays, our friends over at Jefferson's. They got a brand new happy hour. It's going to save you some money. 7 days a week. You can enjoy half off appetizers and half off your bar tab at Jefferson's Lenexa and Jefferson's North Kansas City. Half off your bar tab at both locations, not to mention Monday is all-day happy hour. They got the same great deals during the reverse happy hour. 7 days a week, Jefferson's up north Kansas City and out in Lenexa. Moving some things around a little bit today as we are going to have Bink come in around 1 o'clock, actually 12:30, but he's going to take over the 1 o'clock hour with Drew as Cody and I are going to rush to the airport at 1 o'clock as we're heading out to Vegas. So Vern was nice enough to work with us here. He's joining us a little bit earlier today, our Royals insider here on 96.5 The Fan. Vern, this is the first time we've had you on, I feel like, where there's like legit
buzz
and excitement since probably the first month of the season.
Yeah, and I also think this is the first time you feel as if this offense is capable of, truly helping since last August. Even into October last year, it just never felt like the first 4 or 5 months of 2024, right? When Vinny Pasquantino went down with that injury in Houston last late August. Nothing's really felt the same. Sure, the pitching was still good. The talent was still there. The guys that many of us fell in love with last summer were still there, but it just never felt quite the same. The tune didn't sound right. And, with the influx of veterans infusing confidence into that clubhouse and working terrific at-bats, it's starting to feel maybe not as good as it did last summer. I don't know if this team is as well-rounded as it appeared to be last July and August, but it's not too far off.
When you start looking at what it is, I mean, on the offensive end, I understand it's as simple as what happened last year, as in Bobby, Salvi, and Vinny can cover a lot of ground for you. Was it really just as simple as once you got some major league quality at-bats, 7 through 9, this was going to get a lot easier? Because I do think that that's a sentiment that the players believe. As in, if you ask them, it would be like, well, once you made everything easier for everyone else, the stress is off of both the top and the bottom of the order.
Yeah, and the stress is off the rotation and the defense and the base running. I mean, this offense, and, you mentioned 7, 8, 9. Obviously, as you know, Cody, Mike Yastrzemski as well at the top. In 10 games as the Royals leadoff hitter, he scored 10 runs.
That's crazy.
He has more walks than strikeouts, and his OPS is near 1,100. So, that's certainly going to play. Is it that simple? I think it is. You're right, Bobby, Vinny, Salvi, Michael. Obviously, Michael's been one of the 15 best players in the sport this season, so you throw that into the mix. I have my questions about Salvi and how he's going to handle these final 30-some-odd games. You look at his offensive production since the team traded Freddie Fermin and he became an everyday catcher once again. He's hitting like a $177 OPS, well below league average. So, how much longer can they cover that up? We'll see. If Mike Yastrzemski posted 1,100 OPS at season's end in the leadoff spot, they can certainly cover up Salvador Perez. But, the Royals are asking him to do what he did a decade ago. If anybody can do it, of course, it's Salvi. But, man, if you just take a step back and look at this offense and look at how this season has progressed for them, they come into the year with a lot of expectations, both internally and externally. And really outside of Maikel Garcia, everyone struggled in April. Vinny picked it up in May. Bobby picked it up, certainly. But everyone else, from an MJ Melendez, a Hunter Renfroe, a Michael Massey, a Jonathan India, Salvi was still finding himself having some tough luck. There was a lot of failure in those hitters' meetings, and everybody that would walk into the clubhouse to help the hitters was a guy like John Rave or Jack Caglione or Nick Lofton or Drew Waters, guys that don't have voices or shouldn't have voices and certainly don't have enough dirt in their spikes to walk into those hitters' meetings and say, guys, we're good. You got this. I got this. We got this. We're going to be just fine. Look how much time is left. Infusing confidence like a Adam Frazier, a Mike Yastrzemski. Don't sleep on Luke Maile and what he's bringing inside the dugouts, inside the clubhouse, on the buses, and on the plane. But, of course, on the field is what matters most. And Adam Frazier's been exceptional. We talked about Mike Yastrzemski. Randall Grichuk is doing the job. And, defensively, Luke Maile certainly doing the job behind the dish. So, long answer to your short question, but yeah, I do think it is that simple. The talent was here. We've always known the talent was there. It just needed some help. And, thankfully, John Sherman and J.J. Piccolo identified the need for that help both in the lineup and in the clubhouse.
Do you think that a 25% chance is about right for them to make the playoffs, Vern? That's what they'd be over at FanGraphs right now. They were 5% 3 weeks ago. So certainly moving in the right direction. But, what percentage chance would you put it that the Royals are a playoff team this year, now knowing that they're only 2.5 games back?
Yeah, I'm not going to fight that. I'll agree with 25% because you look at the teams ahead of them. Seattle and Cleveland are the two that you still control your fate against, right? You can beat Seattle in that final homestand of the season, earn the season series with the Mariners. If you take 3 of 4 in Cleveland, you earn the season series against the Guardians. So you can handle your business against those two teams. So, really those are the squads you're rooting against. That, to me, is your avenue into October. Boston, New York, they've already handled you over the course of the regular season. So do they completely control their fate? No, not in my opinion. They still need some external help. They need Cleveland and Seattle to struggle and continue to come back to them. But yeah, I'll ride with 25%, and I'll take that. Certainly going back to where they were just a few weeks ago.
We're talking to Josh Vern, you're our Royals insider. We were saying, of course, the win means a lot last night. Every win does. But the fact that Seth Lugo settled back in, didn't have another one of these 6 earned run, 7 earned run type of outings, that, to me, maybe was the biggest positive, knowing they need him down the stretch.
Yeah, and their refusal, both Seth Lugo's refusal and the coaching staff and the training staff, no one would take the available excuse as to why going into last night, Seth Lugo's ERA post-All-Star break was in the 7s. They wouldn't chalk it up to him being fatigued. They wouldn't say the finger was an issue. So really boiled it all down to Seth just needs to perform better, just needs to execute better. And, that's exactly what he did last night. And, looking at the guy that came in right behind him, Angel Zerpa, knowing that the team wasn't going to use Lucas Erceg or Carlos Estevez last night, Zerpa records 5 outs. And, man, what a weapon he can be, because as we look ahead to October, we know that the games get shorter. We understand that, yes, this starting rotation is good. It's very good, but it's not Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling where it's automatic. You're going to give Seth Lugo or Michael Wacha or Noah Cameron the third time through the lineup. If the Royals are going to pull this thing off, the bullpen needs to keep doing what it's been doing. And since the calendar flipped to August, the Royals bullpen is one of the 5 best in Major League Baseball, and thankfully they're taking on a Rangers team that has the worst bullpen in baseball here in the month of August. So if that continues, Angel Zerpa has the ability to not only replace Hunter Harvey, but to be the best reliever in this bullpen. I know his season has been up and down, but when he's right, when he's going into the kitchen of right-handers with 98+ miles per hour, and then, dropping a nasty breaking ball low and away, Lucas Erceg's really good, but to get that from the left side, to me, Angel Zerpa could once again this season, just like he was last October, be a difference maker. That was the guy you turned to in every big 5th or 6th inning last October, and I would imagine Matt Quatrero's going to do that again if the Royals find themselves in that position.
Vern, that's part of, I guess, where, as they continue to play better, I did want to ask the question, people okay, so if you were thinking Q stinks all the time, where are you now? Or you wanted, any of the people that come with it. With Q, their bullpen ERA is 7th best in baseball. So I view, and I'm curious if you're the same, you can only see it one of 3 ways. Either they have the league's best bullpen, and Q is just not getting enough out of it if you got to complain about how he's using it. They have one of the better bullpens, and he's getting exactly out of it what he's supposed to. Or they're way worse than this, and he's overperforming. I don't really see any other avenue to defend it.
I would say I would take the middle one because I also think the rotation obviously deserves a lion's share of the credit for the amount of innings that they've picked up. But your point about Q is on point. There was a point in June, early July, when the cries about Q were focused on his quote-unquote lack of fire, right? They wanted to see him get ejected from a game and showed that he cared. And my response was always, that needs to come from the clubhouse. For as much as Ned Yost is a great manager and a Royals Hall of Famer, the thing that changed, and you guys remember this, what changed in that clubhouse was James Shields came in and said, all right, Ned, we love you, but stay out of here. This is players. I'm running this thing. And then eventually Jeremy Guthrie and Eric Hosmer and Gerard Dyson and the players led that team. That's what, again, we talked about it to start off with Frazier and Mailey and Yastrzemski. That's what was missing inside this clubhouse. And to me, for fans to look to the manager and say, hey, you need to go in there and, get the boys going, there's only so much that a big leaguer wants to hear from the skipper. But when Kyle Isbell has Adam Frazier sitting him down and explaining exactly where he's fallen short offensively, it means a little bit more coming from a player. I think Q did a great job of explaining this earlier today when he was on with Fesco and Dusty. Now, I think the players taking control of the clubhouse is also another reason why you've seen this thing go to another level. Yeah, I'm with you. Q's doing a fine job, but as the calendar flips to September, those bullpen decisions that we talk about, that's, to me, when they really start to matter. That's when they're really under a microscope as, really, you could even say the calendar reads September now as the Royals have 36 to go, and they need just about every one of them.
I know we've asked you a couple weeks in a row about Caglione rehab assignment. You've been pretty consistent. You think it's going to take till September. I guess, is a lot of it at this point just the big league club is playing so well as well, and they're just almost like afraid to mess things up? That's kind of how I take it, because certainly his performance at AAA, we know he can hit there. Nobody, I honestly don't care when I see a highlight that he hits a home run in AAA. We know he can do that.
Yeah, especially when you see some of those home runs, and it seems like one of them's in a jet stream, the other one's a can of corn that just clears the fence. Now, Jack Caglione's a stud, no doubt about it. I'm not trying to say that the numbers are totally inflated, but no, I'm not surprised to see him hitting well, or at least hitting bombs down at the AAA level. Now, think about where the avenue is for Cags to make it back to the show. It's not right field. Mike Yastrzemski's the much better defender. He's going to be in there against right-handers. It's Randall Grichuk against lefties. So it's not right field. It's not first base with how well Vinny's hitting the ball really all season, and Salvador Perez, of course. So to me, it's DH or bust. I'm not moving him over to left field. So if I'm going to bring up a rookie to be my everyday DH, boy, you better be oozing confidence if you're going to join a club that's in the thick of a playoff race and grab a DH at bat every once in a while, from an Adam Frazier, from a Nick Lofton, from a John Rave. Not that these guys are, well, Frazier certainly is, but, Rave and Lofton, those are guys that could lose their spot on the team to a Michael Massey, to a Jack Caglione. But again, just because you're performing well at the AAA ranks, does that mean that he is exuding the type of confidence that he would need to not only break into this lineup, but also I need more than just I'm feeling good. With everything that he went through in his first stint in the big leagues, there's no way that he has all the answers, or at least feels as if I haven't figured out. I know what I was falling short of, and I know how I'm going to handle it this time. There's no way that is already there's no way that box has already been checked 7 games into his stint down in Omaha. So, maybe at the end of the week, I'm singing a different song, but no, I'm still looking towards September 1st. And when the Royals get those 2 additional roster spots, I'll say one of them goes to Cags.
When you do that, though, you don't have a problem with him being essentially a part-time player, is the way you're describing it, right? 3-4 days a week rather than, playing every day of the week through September 20th or so, whenever the minor league season ends.
Yeah, and again, to me, that's all predicated on him being uber confident, oozing confidence. So long as that happens, sure, I'm okay with him starting the game on the bench a couple of times a week. But if that confidence, if the box of AAA baseball and the lessons that needed to be learned to properly prepare him to get back to the big leagues, if that's not checked with, a thick black Sharpie, no, I'll keep him down there because you need him to take some confidence into the offseason. Although even as I say that, I wonder, can he take confidence into the offseason unless he gets back to the big league and gets a taste of success? So, it'll be interesting to see how he handles these next 2 weeks. But I do think that is worth discussing because opening day 2026, I don't want Jack Caglione digging into the box going, all right, I think I got this. I need him to know he has it opening day next year.
Josh Vern, you're our Royals insider. Of course, Vern's on deck show hour before each and every Royals game. We appreciate it, man, and we'll check you next week.
I'm never going to hear the end that Binkley bumped me. But
wow. We bumped you up, That 12-10 slot's prime.
Have a good time, fellas.
There you go. That's Josh Vern here with us here on 96.5.
I thought it would have been gold to have them both on at the same time, guys. Who knows where that could have gone?
Well, let's be honest. If we would have kept Vern at 12:30, Bink's coming in at 12:30, and then you and him are taking over at 1 while we haul it to the airport, we would might as well just leave at 12:30 if that was the case. Because we wouldn't be able to get a word in. We would just let Bink and Vern talk.
Yeah, we wanted to talk to Bink before he fills in for us
Bink's
for the final
been here for, I don't know if he's over there still.
He got here at noon.
He's been here for at least 20 minutes.
He might have gotten here at 9 a.m.
Did you guys see? Sorry, Drew. Go ahead. I
was just going to say we might have had another version of Bink just going after Vern.
It's true. He does like to attack Vern on occasion.
I was going to say, did you see, I guess, Adam Schefter? We can talk about this with Bink, too, a little bit. But Adam Schefter, on his latest podcast, had some updated information, at least what he's hearing, on the potential Rashee Rice suspension. Adam Schefter claims that the NFL wanted 8 games, not 10.
Okay.
Obviously, Tom Pelissero said 10.
So
I'm not saying I don't know who's right, but I'm just telling you that's the information that's out there. The NFL wanted 8, not 10. He also said, hey, the NFL personal conduct policy would point towards a 6-game suspension.
That's what the league is saying, by the way.
The NFL, sure.
That reeks of a league source.
Sure. The NFLPA, according to Schefter, is so busy this summer, that's what's slowing the process down. That's just what he's saying. And he thinks there's still a settlement for Rice before the season, if he can. He thinks he would settle before the season.
I don't think that there's a number he settles for that isn't
and he said
4 or less.
Schefter says in his podcast, Rice will probably settle closer to 6 games than 3, says the most likely outcome could be 5 games. That's the
5
latest.
games is an interesting number. Before the season, again, would still
number.
be, yeah, it is, but also like, I know in our head we think 2, 4, 6, 8. 5 is allowed. Addison got 3. You are allowed to suspend people on odd numbers. We never think of it that way. We only discuss the evenness of it. But it's like, if it was 8 and he wants 2, but here's the problem. You always have to read Schefter in the, if he's saying the personal conduct policy points to 6, that's the league saying that. Rashee Rice's lawyers are saying precedent says 2. So again, I think if they threw 4 in front of me, take it right away. Honestly, if they throw 5 in front of you, take it. This would be my advice to Rashee Rice. If they offer you 5 to 6 games, you should probably just take it. Move on with your football career. Don't get in any more trouble. And start producing. And just take the 6. Look, if it was 8 or 10, I'd have told you to fight. But if it's 6, just take it. Just take the 5 or 6 and move on.
So if they settle, theoretically, it would just be the start of the season, correct?
If they settle, it would be the beginning of the season.
So he would miss the Chargers game,
all the
Eagles
way through
game,
the Lions.
Giants game, Ravens game, and the Jags game. He would be back. If it was 5, he'd be back for the Lions game. If it was through the Lions
6,
game,
he'd be through.
Yes.
The toughest part of their schedule. It still sucks to be suspended at the beginning.
And
but at least it's over.
And you get him the whole ramp up of all the way up to the playoffs. You get the last 10 games to get everything in that you need to and get back to where you were during training camp and all that other stuff.
September and October are just not nearly as important to Kansas City
It sounds
as they
like
are other teams.
It sounds like you would, I think, collectively would much rather, and I know that Rashee wanted to start the season, whatever the case is, like what Nate was saying, where Rashee actually wanted the midseason sort of deal. It feels like best case scenario is just get him out of the way, get him done, get back. It's the easier part of the schedule. Get back to where the offense is humming. Hopefully everybody's fully healthy, and it stays that way up until you play in the playoffs.
I mean, there's
a reset period.
Yeah, I would rather just be done with it. There's definitely an argument that obviously the first 4 games are still the toughest stretch of the season. I understand they have other primetime games, but in terms of opponents, there's a strong argument that the first 4 or 5 is the toughest stretch of the season. So that would be the only caveat. But if you could tell me that it's a 5-game suspension and it starts after the Ravens game, I understand the Bills are mixed in there. I don't think that's the worst thing in the world, though.
I would almost rather, if it's going to be, I would almost rather him suspended for the 4 or the 5 or the 6 or whatever it is in the middle for sure. Just because of what you're saying.
In the dream scenario, in which I get to choose the exact games he's suspended for, sure.
No, but I'm just saying if it's 5 games and it starts after the Ravens game and it still misses the Bills game, that's fine.
Yep. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Again, I would like to choose actually. Can it not be consecutive weeks? Can it be like he just misses the Titans and the Colts and
the Jags?
Then, by
Giants.
the way, if they let Rashee Rice do that, then you can believe every conspiracy theory you've ever.
Don't worry, that'll never happen.
That would be unbelievable.
Don't worry, that'll never happen. That'll never happen. All right, up next, Bink is going to join us. We'll talk more about this updated news, plus the random question of the day right here on Cody and Gold.
This is Cody and Gold on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Jefferson's has a brand new happy hour designed to save you money. Enjoy half off appetizers and half off your bar tab. 7 days a week at Jefferson's Lenexa and Jefferson's North Kansas City. Yeah, you heard that right. Half off your bar tab during happy hour at both locations. And it gets even better. Mondays are all day happy hour. Plus, they've got reverse happy hour every night. Whether you're catching the game or just kicking back with family and friends, Jefferson's in Lenexa and North Kansas City is the place to be. Proudly local and always delicious. Jefferson's. Wings, burgers, oysters.
Hi, it's Christina with Piropos Restaurant on the hill at Briarcliff. When you dine at Piropos, you love the cuisine we mastered from Argentina, like our famous empanadas, crab bisque, peppercorn encrusted filet, and so much more. But we prepare to say wow with our stunning hilltop views overlooking downtown Kansas City. Be playful and enjoy life at Piropos for dinner. Go to piroposkc.com or call 816-741-3600.
I'm McCall with Lee Summit Subaru, and it's time to make a big deal out of nothing. Announcing Lee Summit Subaru's 0% event. Up to 0% financing on select 2025 Subaru models for 72 months. And we have the largest selection of Subaru certified vehicles in Kansas City, starting as low as 1.9% for 72 months. Fall in love with driving again at Lee Summit Subaru. The Subaru A Lot to Love event.
Based on January 2025 through June 2025 Kansas City inventory listings.
Guys, are you tired and ready to do something about it to get your energy back? I know it sounds easier said than done, but now Synergen X and the Low T Center have the solution. New at-home TRT. Personalized for you, the individual, and delivered straight to your door. Getting started is quick and easy. Drop in to one of the care centers, get a quick test, and could get the results back in as little as 20 minutes. And you could save even more time with our new mobile app. It's like being at the provider's office, but without the hassle. So affordable treatment options, but you can do at your home. So whether you want at-home care or in-clinic care, Synergen X and Low T Center can handle those things for you. And like I said, with the new mobile app, it could be even easier than that. So if you're tired, you just haven't been feeling your best, and you're not sure if you need to be tested for low testosterone, don't wait any longer. And imagine how much better you'll feel when you take your health back. So restore your energy and get on with the rest of your life. Book your appointment now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
It's not too late to enjoy your summer with a new or improved deck. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com to schedule a consultation today. Get your free estimate now, and you could be enjoying your new deck or patio in a matter of weeks. You are one click away from your best summer ever.
Looking to drive your finances downfield? Main Street Credit Union is the hometown team you can trust. We help you build credit, lower monthly expenses, and finance with confidence. Or if you need a loan to grow your small business, we've got flexible options and no hidden fees. At Main Street, it's not just about the win, it's about keeping Kansas City moving forward. One goal, 1 yard, one member at a time. Get in the game at mainstreetcu.org.
At Metal by the Foot, we pride ourselves on delivering the highest quality metal to meet your exact needs. Located in Casey and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
What's up, guys? It's Drew. Whatever sport you enjoy watching, there's a push for the playoffs. There's the beginning of the season coming up as well. The athletes have to be at their best and playing at peak performance when it matters most. You also should be doing the same. Be more confident where it counts. Blue Chew is a small chew for a big difference. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet, it's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. It really is that good. You'll have flashbacks to your glory days. Date nights just got longer and better for everyone because showing up matters during life's most exciting moments. This isn't just about performance. Give our group chat something to talk about. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. There's a great offer there for you. You get your first month free. Just use promo code KFNZ at checkout and cover $5 for shipping. That's it. Then you'll be ready to chew it and do it.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Drinking and driving will change your whole world. The next time you're out with friends, consider what would happen if you got pulled over after drinking, like the legal fees or the time in court or a DUI on your record. Your decision to drink and drive could change someone else's world too if you hurt or even kill them in a crash. Instead, what if a decision to call a sober ride changed your world for the better? Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Presenting a Gain Flings love story. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus this morning when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. Alas, I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Try Gain Flings with OxyBoost and Febreze.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. RENNER forward and back.
Almost Andy Reid here. Renner Garage Door has proudly served KC for nearly 70 years. Get your free estimate today. RENNER forward and back.
RENNER. RENNER.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Back here on Cody and Gold. Get to the random question of the day in a few minutes. You can't do that 5 seconds before we come back. Cody, you do this sometimes where Cody read me an email 5 seconds before I was about to turn on the microphone, and it's something that we're both bummed out about. And you can't.
Sorry,
you can't.
I just saw it.
You can't. You can't drop me that 5 seconds before we're about to go into a new segment.
I just said that they're doing a What a Bobby lookalike contest.
Oh, you're going to go full-blown and explain it. Okay.
And, like, I didn't want to – and we were like, well, we had a lookalike contest. Now, in faurse,
everybody wants to do lookalike contests now.
I think the kid who finished second should enter.
That
should. Kid was very strong.
No, we did the Wittisons lookalike contest, and now somebody else in town is doing a Bobby Witt Jr. related lookalike contest. Oh, well. Anyway. All right. Jay Binkley is in studio with us. He's going to also take over at 1 o'clock with Drew as Cody and I head to the airport for Vegas. We'll be doing some shows out at Circa Sports.
Thanks, Bink.
Circa Resort and Casino out in Las Vegas for Ultimate Contest Weekend. Bink, you're real quick. You got your mic set up?
No,
there we go.
I'm ready for Circa.
You're part of the team. You, along with Cody, Dusty, Speck, and Rob, are part of the Circa Millions team. And by the way, everybody from the station was invited before someone texted and says, you guys are jerks for not. No, everybody was invited.
We didn't exclude anybody.
Everybody was invited. Not everybody has to choose to do it. Makes sense. But Bink, you're part of the team. I'm excited that you're going to help us pick 5 games a week.
I thought Mr. Chewit and do it would be honest. I thought that was
he's a little busy. He's a little busy chewing.
I'm excited about it, man. We're going to be a nice team, man. Going to be a team. You and I are rolling in baseball.
How many texts are you going to send us about your picks that we all have to? By the way, we all have to.
We have to agree on
consensus picks. All 5. We all have to make at least a majority opinion. There's 6 of us though.
I think we all send 3. And then we look for crossover.
We all send 3 or 5.
But you guys are all very good at what you're doing. I mean, everybody's doing it. Really good at
I actually think it's good having a bunch of
it.
different people involved versus just 2 people.
Yeah.
It can cause some potential issues. We'll see. There'll be some disagreements. There'll be some arguments. And then the next week we'll blame you if you mess up, and they'll blame me if I mess up, and it's fun.
Yeah. I want to finish either first or last. Screw anywhere else in between.
Finishing last
first
is what
or last.
Finishing last what $100,000. Second,
they call it the booby prize, Bink.
That'd be $50,000 for second to worst.
What do you think? What do you think of that prize?
It's a nice prize to finish last.
Yeah,
it's probably a tank for the money.
Thinking of that, how's the love life?
Why would you ask him that right away?
Well, Bink's ready.
He's going right to it, Gold. What's going on?
We haven't had you in studio in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Are you going to get into? Oh, you and Drew are going to talk. Sorry, you and Drew are going to talk about this.
I'm right there with you, Gold, because every time that Bink's in here, Bink goes right after me every time. So I'm right there with you.
I don't go after you, Drew. I'm very nice to you.
Are you guys going to make it in the 1 o'clock hour?
Yes.
I'm going to.
We'll be okay.
You guys are going to be all right.
We're going to talk football.
I gave you a lot of material in the last commercial break. I don't know how they're going to get through an hour.
It's football and not love.
Okay.
Even though they're kind of hand in hand.
Text line already was worried, like, oh my gosh, it's going to be. They said you're going to just grill Drew the entire hour.
No, but I did watch the Bengals the other night again.
And their defense.
Oh.
It's preseason.
But Tinsley, the wide receivers from Lee Summit, they got 2 touchdowns. Lee Summit High School.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that it's out there. We'll do the random question here in just a minute. But Binkley, we were talking about Adam Schefter on his podcast, saying that the league actually wanted 8. And that the personal conduct policy, obviously coming from the league, said 6 to Adam Schefter, even though that's not the way he put it. I had heard that Rashee Rice was initially asking for 2 based on a previous case a couple of years ago, including a Jets corner, Eccles, who only received a single game for a felony conviction of speeding to cause an accident and partial paralysis to a passenger in that vehicle. What number do you, first off, do you really think they ever wanted 8? Do they really want 8 to 10? Or is that just the number they're starting at because they want 6 this whole time?
Well, hopefully people will quiet down about it nationally and think, oh, Chiefs get all the breaks, because that's just simply not true. I was thinking 3, to be honest with you. I'm kind of in the boat of 4 now. Schefter's said about 5.
Mm-hmm.
Said they could maybe bring it down to 6, but he sees 5 as kind of the result to Rashee Rice. So clearly that's why it's going to a hearing. That's why it's going to September 30th, because they can't get on the same page. And this is the NFLPA holdup, not the NFL, because the NFL wants to slap their discipline, whether it's 8 games or not. I think that's too much. I think it's too much for the NFL. And as I told Bob and Dusty this morning, I mean, this is going to sound really bad, but the NFL owes the Chiefs. They just do. And if there's a benefit of the doubt with 1 or 2 games here and there, yes, they do owe them. Why do they owe them? Well, first team
but
ever
they don't
in a
need to
playoff.
own anybody for suspensions.
Well,
That's,
they do.
I disagree with that.
I get it, but the Chiefs bankroll millions.
I understand, but
All
I
the
don't
TV
want
partners and streamers. They want the Chiefs, and the Chiefs oblige and play silly games all the time because of the NFL.
Yeah, it sounds good while the Chiefs are at the top, but at 15 years from now, I don't want anybody getting a lighter suspension because their team is bringing in more money at that
I'm
given
just saying
time.
it's a wink-wink
That's
thing.
terrible.
It's just a wink-wink thing. But anyway, this judge seeing it, Sue Robinson, is seeing this case. Her only case is Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
She's pretty light-handed there.
She is. She's very lenient. She only gave Deshaun 6 games for what he did.
Yeah, there was no criminal charges.
And then the NFL, which can appeal it just like teams can, the NFL said, no. So we're backing away. We're going to make the discipline. So then Roger steps in, and he gets 11 games. And is Sue changed her mind now? Is she going to be more heavy-handed, not light-handed like she was before? That's the question that we'll be seeking. But I was thinking 3 games now, 4 to 5 range. And obviously, if Schefter thinks 5, he's probably going to be right.
I also bumped it up from 4 to 6, to definitely like closer to the 6 end of the spectrum. I would lean there. I was just going to say, like, the judge thing, Cody and I were talking about this yesterday. I don't know if we should just look at the Watson thing and assume that she's going to be lenient. Again, I think she's a judge, right? So she's looking at precedent, she's looking at evidence, she's looking at all. It wasn't in her mind. She wasn't lenient on Watson. In her mind, that was the correct ruling. I guess what I'm saying is we shouldn't just assume that she's going to be quote unquote lenient. It depends on, does she weigh the fact that there's criminal charges now? Maybe it's a stiffer punishment.
What a good judge will look at. Here's the thing, though. It's not like he just didn't accept what he did. He did. He's guilty for what he did.
Still
and not that he spoke out against street racing. So you look at the person. You say, all right, are they doing the right thing? Well, he's doing the right thing. Like he's doing that. And he's helped out financially, making settlements. He's speaking out again. And what I'm saying is, in the legal system's eyes, he's doing the right things moving forward. That has to be taken into account.
Yes, but also I think the thing that helps him the most is precedent. We had pointed out, we were trying to find a case that's similar, Bink. 2 years ago in 2023, a Jets corner who was speeding and caused an accident and caused bodily harm to another person and received a felony got 1 game. So the question is, if that person got 1, but you were speeding faster and got all this other stuff, like from the legal case, Gold, I don't disagree with you in the sense that she's not going to just be lenient on everyone just to be lenient. It is case precedent. Case precedence is tough in this one because there is not a 1-for-1 scenario.
Well, you have to look, does the person show remorse?
I'm sure
he
that
does.
matters for her a little.
I mean,
but
that is a big factor.
I think
Deshaun showed 0, and she was, I'd say, pretty light-handed.
The person show remorse, and
I don't think in the NFL's case that actually is nearly as big of a factor as you're making it out to be.
Legally, it's important.
Yeah,
legally, it's
but
important.
we're talking about a personal conduct policy issue now. The criminal stuff is done. The personal conduct policy, yes, he's not out there, making bad decisions post criminal case and everything. But
he's doing everything right.
I don't know if the NFL is going to give him 1 fewer game because he spoke out against street racing. You know what I mean?
That certainly doesn't hurt. But here's the thing, though. Are you okay with it being then, or do you want it right at the beginning of the season? Because so many people just do it at the beginning of the season. I'm not a fan of that. I kind of like it when it is because you see the Bengals. Drew, I'm talking to you. The Bengals start off extremely slow, and the Chiefs have to go play the Chargers in Brazil. Hollywood Brown, I get it. He's out working out and doing these things, but it's still a big if with Hollywood Brown being healthy. And if you kind of delay it and he starts it, in October, as far as the suspension is concerned, that helps the Chiefs because you have Jalen Royals, getting more acclimated in the system. It took Xavier Worthy a while. It takes rookies a while. So would that help Jalen Royals be more acclimated to the Chiefs' offensive system by October? If that's when Rice is a step away, I think it does.
Yeah, so no doubt Royals has a better chance of being an impact guy in October than he does in September or December instead of October. I'm with you there. We were just having a discussion about the timeline. It depends on the length of suspension. If I know it's 5 games, then go ahead and start that suspension after the Ravens game and miss the Bills game. That's fine, and be there for the Chargers and the Eagles and the Lions and the Giants and all that. I'm with you in that regard. There is still a huge part of me, if it's less than 5 games, also though, says just get it over with. Let's be done. That way, by October 10th, we're just done. We're just talking football.
Again, if I were Andy Reid of the Chiefs, I would want it to just be the first 5 games, 6 games, 4 games, whatever, and just wash our hands of it. between the entire injury last year, it looming over, like I would just want it over with.
But see, I'm not that way because the Hollywood Browns not 100% ready to go right now. And even Andy Reid said at the end of minicamp, it's great to have this cast of receivers back because last year he was throwing in formations midway through the season. Now he didn't have to because these guys understand the system. I am, however, more of a fan of taking 2 darts at wide receivers in the draft than just 1. I think that helps out if you had an extra guy. Also, I was on board with getting Keenan Allen. It's clearly a Charger now because that's an emergency in case of emergency break glass guy.
You think they needed Keenan Allen?
Well, yeah, he's a slot guy. I mean, I just think he could have done a lot of dirty work that Rashee Rice does. But again, you only need him for those games he's out. I mean, that's when you need him. He'd be on the team or whatever. But in case of emergency break glass, well, when he's suspended, that's in case of emergency. And then the Chargers wouldn't have had him too. So.
I don't
yes.
care. Chargers have no one at wide receiver. Keenan Allen might be their best wide receiver.
No, I know that, but it
after
would have kept him away from a rival, and he could have been here. It wouldn't have broke the bank bringing him in. It's a guy that knows the NFL, knows the system, been an All-Pro, been a Pro Bowler, and he's very good in the slot. That would have been the guy to go forward with because you don't have to teach him a ton of things. He's an NFL vet.
Yeah, who would he have replaced?
Well, he would have been for Rice, obviously.
No, but I mean, like you got to have a roster. The suspended. Who would he have replaced?
What are you going to keep? Are you going to keep 7? Because I'm on board to keep 7.
So who would you have kicked off?
Because I think Tyquan makes it and Nico makes it. I think Brownlee goes to the practice squad. So in that case, it would be Tyquan on the practice squad, I guess, if Keenan was here. But I do like Tyquan Thornton a lot.
See, that's what I was wondering. I know that was your guy.
I like him.
That was your guy.
No, but obviously with the suspension, you get to have 7 besides Rice.
We delayed our Camp Darling just until Monday. We thought that Seattle game mattered so little nobody watched it that we will not crown our Camp Darling until Monday.
Is Robert Tonyan still going?
He's not Darling. He's not Camp Darling eligible.
Really? This isn't the Golden Bachelor Camp Darling.
He should be.
He's ineligible. He's
played
for 5 teams.
You can't be in your 30s.
Okay,
if Robert Tonyan would have come over from playing rugby for 10 years, then he'd be a Camp Darling. Okay, even at 31, but. He's been in the league. He's been in the league for 6 years.
He barely played last year. He's been released a couple times.
I like what I've seen.
31.
For tight end 3, he might be the best tight end 3 in football.
A tight end 3 should be a Camp Darling. I mean, Tyquan, hey, here's the thing with Tyquan. Don't forget this guy was a 50th pick overall in the second round 2 years ago. He's also 4.28 speed, so it's not like, who's this guy, undrafted guy, Tyquan Thornton? No, the dude can run. The dude can play.
Yeah, he will have a role at some point, but a minimal role still. As excited we are to see him at camp. This goes back to the reason why we started Camp Darling. I think Tyquan Thornton might end up being Camp Darling, but he's not going to have 600 yards and 7 touchdowns for him this year.
Special teams.
He's going to have 280, maybe 300 and
he's going to be a gunner
touchdowns.
On special teams. He learned from Matthew Slater.
Would you sign up for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns?
100%.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. As long as we keep
he's
it
getting
in
special teams with Tobe Gunner because he was in New England. Matthew Slater was there, obviously a 10-time Pro Bowler, the gunner. Yeah. And then he went to coach. Slater did in New England. He learned from him. So, yes.
Okay.
Slater's pretty good at the job. Let's do it, Drew.
Random question.
We should get one in before we head out of town, and then we can do one tomorrow. Of course, the random question today is brought to you by Kansas City Urology Care at KCUC.
Right,
Remember, you
I'll
see
send
the
a
best
selfie for you
in KC. Visit KCUrology.com today. Now, I'm going to ask this question specific to our trip. So for you, Bink, Gold, over there. For you, Drew, obviously the video streams as well. Alex has told me a couple times he's an overpacker. I also pack a lot. So but overpack, I don't feel like that generalization's doing enough for me. So 3-day trip to Las Vegas. What's in the bag? Because I got to know what's in Alex's bag. I packed what I thought was overpacking myself, and the duffel bag's loose and not even full.
Oh, I got a full suitcase.
Swim trunks.
So what I got to figure out is how did Gold get to a full suitcase? So
I like
you
to
take
have
a 3-day trip. What's in the bag?
Yeah, so I like to have options when I'm in Vegas because Vegas is one of those trips where you are wearing multiple things in one day. You just are. It's Vegas. It's 110 degrees outside, but maybe you're going to a nicer restaurant inside. So I need a pair of jeans, even though it's 110 degrees.
I got a pair of jeans.
So,
you don't need jeans. That's something you don't need.
One of the places we go there, you have to have pants.
Yeah, we're going to a nice restaurant tonight. Absolutely, we do.
Hey,
I'm not wearing a suit, Bink. I didn't pack a suit, but
you don't have to wear pants in Vegas. I don't care what restaurant you're going to. You don't have to wear pants.
All right, jeans do not add up. Give me the rest.
I got jeans. I got 3 pairs of shorts. I have swimming trunks. I have 4 polos.
Too many.
And then socks and underwear and 2 pairs of shoes.
4 polos. Come on, man.
I think that's about it. And then
how many T-shirts? Just polos?
2 T-shirts.
So 2 T-shirts, 4 polos, pair of jeans. How many pairs of shorts?
3.
No additional, just 4. How's your suitcase full? You got a small suitcase?
I didn't say it was full. I just said I'm using a normal suit. I'm checking a bag.
But you said it was full.
Oh, whatever. It is full as far as I'm concerned. Could I fit more in there? Yeah, I could fit 4 hoodies in there still if I wanted to. But
you're going to be at the pool 50% of the time, 40% of the time, probably in the casino where you can't wear shorts. The shirt I wear to the out the dinner.
Yeah, the shirt you wear to the pool is probably going to be soaking wet by the time you're done because you throw it on when you dry off, and then you're not going to wear that out to dinner.
Baby, just do it.
He's saying you can just. Yeah, no. Look, I packed extra stuff too, but like a full suitcase, I couldn't wrap my head around last night.
4 polos.
Mine has. I think 4 total shirts were there for 3 days. So
Smart.
like 1 additional shirt.
Smart.
It has, I think it was 3 pairs of pants or shorts for the time.
Okay, we're not that far off here.
What I couldn't parse is like, do you need the full suitcase or could you just get it in carry-on?
Oh, I'd rather not have to get everything all wrinkled up and everything.
Too, hopefully, swim trunks.
You like the space. This is a space.
I like space. Yes.
This makes more sense. Because I was like, what are you packing? Like 8 different outfits?
Someone says no liquid IVs, Gold. No, that's a good idea. I did not pack any of those. I probably need to.
But you're going to be at the pool probably 50% of the time.
No,
probably.
no, you won't. No.
Really?
We're still working.
Well, you work at the pool.
No. This is a different trip.
Oh, it's different. Okay.
This radio, actually, thank goodness, because 110 degrees outside.
Oh, God.
No, Radio Row is inside.
Oh, you're inside. Okay.
There's a contest weekend happy hour open bar thing at the pool Friday after the show. We will definitely be there from noon to 4 on Friday at the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right after that. That'd be perfect.
But no, like I packed
for the weekend.
I'm not going to use all 4 polos, but I want to have the option that if I want to, I can have it. I don't have to make the decision last night. Okay, I brought extras.
Full swim trunks or banana hammock.
I thought you were going to say 7, man.
No,
I couldn't figure out the full suitcase part. How many pairs of shoes?
Including the one I'm wearing, I guess 3. 2 in the luggage, 1 pair.
2 in the luggage, 1 on the
Full trunks or banana hammock?
I have swimming trunks.
What would you pack, Bink? You're gone for 3 days. What would you pack?
Thong.
No, how many
Male
pairs?
thong.
How many shirts? How many shorts?
I'd probably bring 2 shirts, a couple shorts, 2 shorts, swim trunks, and there'd be no pants.
Yeah,
1 pair of shoes.
But here's the thing with Bink. You guys know this. Bink, the only time I've ever seen you wear like slacks, unfortunately, like I think it would have to be at a funeral, Bink. Like I don't think you wear pants.
If it's that Miami Dolphins week when it was like minus 25 wind chill and all that.
That's it.
You wear
it'll be 5 degrees outside in December, and Bink will come into the studio in shorts
with the sweatshirt.
You wore pants to Rob's wedding.
I did wear pants to Rob's wedding.
Bink will 3-4 times a year. There's a couple of occasions when it's like that Chiefs Miami Dolphins game. I think you were like that day. I think you were in pants.
If I'm in pants, you know it's damn cold outside. If I'm wearing pants,
and not just cold, like criminally cold, like borderline unsafe.
Yeah. If I'm in pants, look out.
That's all. I was just trying to figure it out. What would you pack, Drew? You didn't even tell us. What would your 3-day Vegas clothes packing
Burrow shirt?
So I'm more like
Jamar Chase jerseys.
I'm more like Gold. I overpack a little bit, so I think I would have probably 3 pairs of. I'd probably pack 4 pairs of shorts, 4 or 5 different shirts.
Goodness.
But this can fit in a carry-on.
2 or 3 different. Yeah. Oh. It's all fitting in a carry-on. Yes. And then I would say 2 or 3 pairs of shoes.
We have a nonstop flight. Just check the bag. It's all good.
You just like it's an ease thing for you.
I'm not filling up a full suitcase, but I'm able to fill a carry-on with those things.
What about souvenirs? Oh yeah, your mom wouldn't let you buy souvenirs.
Wait, what?
You heard that story? Yeah, Drew.
Where'd that come from?
Drew went on a trip
that comment felt completely unconnected to this conversation.
You guys were gone, but Drew was telling us in North Carolina on vacations a couple weeks ago. He went to buy a souvenir, and his mom told him, "You sure you want to spend your money?"
I know.
on this?
I remember the story. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
So, Drew, you would say compared to Cody's suitcase, or Cody compared to Drew's suitcase?
Let me see yours. A little thicker than mine.
Oh, okay. Same with the suitcase.
And you got the blue chew in there. Shirt, shorts, the blue chew.
Drew does have blue chew wherever he goes. He's got it in his back pocket just in case.
Well, this is like to share with others. Like,
no, he doesn't share.
And in fairness, I think Cody, you said that there's space in your suitcase. Gold.
Yeah, there's space in my suitcase. Absolutely.
Okay. So you're sure that
at first when he said full, that's when I thought he might say like 10 shirts.
It sounds like
8 pairs of pants and 6 pairs of shoes.
It's full. Like when you like it's full, but not like I can't put anything else in there.
It's carry-on too, right? You're not checking it. It's carry-on.
No, I'm checking the bag.
That's what you say. Check.
Yeah. If it was wintertime, it'd be fuller because the jeans and the hoodies and sweatshirts obviously take up more space because polos are thin. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take up much space in a suitcase.
I was just saying. I was wondering, like, if you went to Vegas and you wanted to get something that you wouldn't have trouble.
I don't think it will fit.
I just wanted to make sure. You know,
Drew
that can be problematic. Drew, it can be very problematic.
Oh, yeah, it can be.
Yep.
That's it. That's my random
Well, I'd
question.
hate to have you have to buy another bag to fly back to,
When's the last time you were in Vegas, Bink?
Well, 4 years ago. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, something like that. I was there right when I turned 21 too. So I've been there many times in the last 20 years,
Right,
30 years, whatever.
21. Did you go for your 21st?
No, I didn't go.
It's a good city.
Yeah,
good city.
I
Go
was
see Hoover
astounded
Dam.
at some of the things.
No,
Bink, that
Circa's
we
great.
saw.
We're staying at Circa. The place is amazing. And honestly, I'll say it again. We've mentioned the water pressure in that shower is the best freaking thing ever.
Gold's looking forward to more than two things: that and brisket and fried rice.
Brisket fried rice. There's the gambling. There's the contests at the pool. The water pressure. Look at the reviews on their site. Everybody says the same thing. I'm just telling you. The shower.
He's not the only person to notice it.
The shower water pressure is as good as it gets.
People
as
are leaving
good
reviews.
Oh yeah, the shower's amazing.
What about the ballets? You know what I'm talking about.
Huh?
The ballets.
The ballets?
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Strip clubs.
The valets? Oh,
Yeah, I didn't know you said ballets.
Ballets.
Ballet. And then his sister was a ballerina, and then I
Very
was confused.
Very
I was like,
confused.
Strip clubs. Gold strip clubs.
Not
strip clubs.
going.
Okay.
Not going. No. If Cody wants to go, I'll go, but I'm not going.
I'm good.
You sure?
Thanks.
Yeah. Bink. Text line.
I tried to be good about
Text
that.
lines asked about the Grand Canyon. We'll get into that tomorrow, I'm
Safe
sure.
travels,
We got to
guys.
save some material for the shows in Vegas, okay?
Safe travels.
Thank you for guys for filling in.
Hey, please pray for me for the next hour while you guys are
Have
driving.
fun. Have fun. Bink and Drew from 1 to 2.
Need it.
Next.
This is Cody and Gold on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com.
Hey, it's Gold, and Circa Millions and Circa Survivor are back with a massive $21 million in guaranteed prizes. Circa Million. Pick 5 games against the spread each week, 126 ways to win with $6 million guaranteed. Circa Survivor. 1 pick a week. No point spread. Last the longest to win it all. $15 million guaranteed. Enter in Nevada. Play from anywhere. $21 million guaranteed. Visit circasports.com for details.
We're hiring residential garage door installers at Overhead Door Company of Kansas City. Join the team trusted here since 1927. Apply today, get a call today. No experience necessary. Paid training for motivated applicants to install garage doors. Hiring bonus up to $2,500. Mechanical, carpentry, or service industry experience is a plus. Good benefits include health, dental, vision, and pension. Earn as you learn to service the best garage door customers in KC. Apply today at overheaddoorkc.com.
Men, summertime is here, and that means vacations, summer barbecues, outdoor parties, camping, beaches, and so much more. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're like many men, you may not be feeling like yourself this summer. Perhaps your energy is low and you aren't sleeping well. Maybe your workouts aren't as good as they used to be. And if what I'm describing is you, it's very likely you're suffering with low testosterone. But low T doesn't have to affect you anymore. Just call Heartland Men's Health, get treated, and see how it changes your life. If you're like most men, you'll feel so much better. Deeper sleep, improved vitality and clarity, greater strength and energy, and an enhanced sex drive as well. So call us. Just $99 gets you a PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
The summer selection is heating up at Reiselman Nissan, and 0% financing is back. Get 0% APR for 5 full years on new Muranos, Rogues, and Pathfinders. Or choose low long-term rates at 1.9% for 72 months, or 3.49% for 84 months. Need power? Get up to $6,000 in total rebates on a new Frontier. And if you live in Missouri and lease your new vehicle, you pay 0 sales tax at Reiselman Nissan. Nobody in Kansas City beats our selection or our deals. Head to ReiselmanNissan.com for details. Reiselman Nissan, every customer, every time.
Missouri, get ready! DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is coming soon to the Show Me State. Later this football season, you'll be able to bet same-game parlays, money lines, props, and more right here in Missouri. Whether you're backing Kansas City to dominate on Sundays or sweating your basketball picks, DraftKings Sportsbook brings everything you want to elevate your game day, including live in-game betting, lightning-fast payouts, and endless ways to get in on the action, all right from your phone. And when we go live in Missouri, you'll be betting from home with the top-rated sportsbook trusted by millions. Safe, secure, and ready to deliver the action like never before. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 965 now to gear up for launch in Missouri. Be the first in line for exclusive promos and can't-miss offers. That's code 965 in partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements.
Don't let clogged drains slow you down. Call Hamilton Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Rooter today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 5-star reviews ensures your peace of mind. Visit callhamilton.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
Drinking and driving will change your whole world. The next time you're out with friends, consider what would happen if you got pulled over after drinking, like the legal fees or the time in court, or a DUI on your record. Your decision to drink and drive could change someone else's world too, if you hurt or even kill them in a crash. Instead, what if a decision to call a sober ride changed your world for the better? Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Jefferson's Wings, Burgers, Oysters, located in Lenexa and North Kansas City, proud lunch partner of Cody and Gold.
Tune in Saturday, August 23rd for K-State and Iowa State, live from Dublin, with pregame starting at 9, kickoff at 11, on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
One o'clock hour, Drew. Cody and Gold on their way to the airport. Really quick. Obviously, I was in here for the last half hour, so a lot of people think you and I aren't going to be nice to each other, which is 100% far from the truth because I'm very, very respectful towards you.
Of course. It's going to be a fun hour.
And your fandom. I'm just kidding.
I'm
a bad influence on you. I'm a bad influence on you. You slammed a beer, you shot a bottle rocket or Roman candle, forgot what it was, but you learned first. But anyway, we'll have some fun talking some college football. Clearly, you do that college football podcast and I do that draft podcast, college football, pro football with the Kansas City Chiefs. So we'll hear from Andy Reid in just a second. We all ready for Andy Reid? All right, let's go to Arrowhead Stadium here for Andy Reid right now.
All right. As far as the injuries go, Brady and Stool will be out. Cochran out. Driscoll out. Mike Edwards out, Nazi, Omar, and Royals. Everything went good today. So guys worked today. Had a good practice today. Today was like a Friday practice. Kind of simulated what an in-season Friday would be like. And again, good day with a little bit of heat out there. And I saw a lot of you guys go inside. At times yours.
idea yet on starters and how much they'll play?
I'm going to just play it by ear. They're going to start. Yeah, they'll start it off. We'll just see how it goes from there.
How important is it for you to see Christian Fulton, just considering he's been working his way back?
Yeah, we'll see how that rolls with him and see how he feels and go from there. So, yeah.
Hollywood Brown, any intention on how much you want to see from him? How does he look so far?
Yeah, I'm going to just play that by ear. I'm going to see how he does through warm-ups and all that. We'll just kind of go from there. And this is day by day right there. So I'm not going to – I want no steps backwards on that.
Andy, you kind of changed a little bit of how you played the starters during this training camp. What's gone into that and kind of as you've gone through these 3 games instead of 4?
Yeah, there's just a little bit longer wait, here at in between this game and the next game. And so I just think I'd rather give the guys a little bit more time in this game. So the timing keeps a little closer to when we get to our game, in-season game.
You've got a big day up for a lot of these kids who are on the roster, roster cut down days on Tuesday. What's your message to them as they approach this 3rd preseason game?
Yeah, so everybody can't make the team. They know that. I tell them that day one. Just make our job hard. So make it hard for Veach and his crew and the coaches to get rid of them. So, and that's how they've gone about their business. I haven't seen guys counting numbers and lines and doing all that stuff. They've come out and worked hard from the first guy to the last guy, and I've appreciated that. And then it's a tough day. I mean, that's not part of the job you like, but inevitably you got to almost cut half a team. So that's not an easy thing.
Is it easier or harder to do it all at once like this, or the way it used to be?
Yeah, I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think it gives guys maybe a better opportunity to go on, especially the way these practice squads are set up now. You got a lot of numbers there that you can work with, so you get another look potentially at the guys and through practice there. So I think it's a good thing. See what their attitudes are, especially if they know they're right on that border. See how they handle all that.
Coach, it looked like their direction might have been getting on the guys a little bit. Is there, especially with these afternoon practices back at home, there's just a little bit of everybody getting drained and trying to push through camp still?
Yeah, so we've had 2 great days, and so the 3rd day, I just want to make sure they push through it. So they end up doing it. It was a hot one out there today, and so a little encouragement always helps.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, good.
There you go. Typically that went longer than typical because this was supposed to be a Friday, Drew. They call them fast Fridays.
He said it feels like a Friday, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're fast Fridays, right? Fast Fridays, you
typically,
go in,
yes.
And then you're out. But it's a little bit different now because you do have the cut-down date on August 26th, 3 p.m., Kansas City time, and they are going from 90 down to 53. So it's a significant amount of cuts that you're going to be making on your football team. Are you surprised that all the starters are playing in this? Because I'll be honest with you, I think preseason football has changed a lot. Obviously, it keeps evolving throughout the years, but
yeah,
I was growing up and stuff. And even when I first started here, 4 preseason games. The starters that play week 3, they actually play a lot more. The first 2 games, play a whole half. Game 3, game 4, they wouldn't play at all. And that's obviously changed to where guys usually play the first half, then all of a sudden they'll play into the second game. Then the third game's really non-existent. You just play, guys just trying to make the roster. But the second game, you play them. They didn't. Obviously, different situation. They went to Arizona week 1, then boom, you come back to camp in St. Joe. You're getting in at 4 a.m. Then you're going to Seattle, Washington. It was raining. It was on turf, so no starters played. He says the starters will play. I know the Bears, and Ben Johnson said the Bears starters will be playing. So if you're going out there to see Patrick Mahomes and Caleb Williams, you will see them. And Luther Burden, you want to see these guys, you will see them in this game. I think Mahomes turns around, does what he does. He'll hand the ball to Pacheco probably twice. He'll throw to a tight end. Maybe it'll be Kelsey. Maybe it'll be Noah Gray. And it'll be 3 plays. And if they get a first down, they'll continue. If they don't, he's done.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily surprised that Andy's playing them just because I think, and I mean, we still don't know anything regarding the suspension yet of Rashee Rice or potential suspension, whatever is going to happen, where for some reason I feel like it would almost be nice to kind of know what it is going into this game in a way where okay, Rashee's going to be available. We really need to try to we need to get his feet wet a little bit. Like, not leave him out there for a whole quarter, but being able to see him collectively with everybody, like try to give somebody or give yourselves a glimpse of what it looks like against different competition, different starters. I understand why they are rolling the guys out. I'm curious to see how long they'll play. I would say, I bet you Mahomes gets 2 series. And then I think they're done. I do think
I'm thinking one still. I think the linemen will go into the second quarter.
I was going to say, I do think
and
that
they should.
In particular, Kingsley and Josh Simmons, because Josh Simmons even said the other night when they were playing in Seattle, Bink, he was like, I wish I could have, I was just getting my feet wet. Like I was when they took me out, I was ready to go still. Like I was just getting warm. I feel like him playing more, being mindful of the injury of the knee and all that other stuff. He should, if he was ready to go, I would leave him out there to see as far as I'm concerned, I would leave him out there as long as the Bears starters are out there. For sure.
Yeah, because when you start getting the second team and third string, you start getting injuries because guys are trying to make the team with big hits.
I also think that Kingsley should be out there at least a full quarter, if not maybe even going into the second quarter. I would put Kingsley, it seems like Andy likes where he's at in his chemistry with Josh Simmons, and his ability in the run obviously has been very good, but he's still adjusting to that new position. We've heard that from Andy Reid, where I think if you can just give Kingsley as many snaps as you feel comfortable with, I would play him for the entire first half. I'm not kidding.
I'm with you on
I would
that.
leave him out there. You're going to make mistakes, and if it looks bad, it looks bad. It's the preseason. It's fine. But we need you to work through those things now so that on Friday night against the Chargers, and especially week 2 against the Eagles, when you're facing 2 of the better fronts in football, and even going to the Ravens game in week 4, and the Giants in week 3, like you've gotten all the little kinks out.
This is your last shot. This is your last shot before you play a rival. The Chiefs in the last decade are 17-3.
I would leave him out there a long
against
while.
the Chargers. They're honestly 17-3 against the Raiders, 17-3 against the Broncos in the last decade. So Chiefs have success, a lot of success against their own division. But I'm with you on Kingsley. And the way I look at it like this, Drew, you remember last year during the draft, there were some that had Kingsley as a first-round pick. And, a lot of people, nah, I don't think that's where they're going to go. I don't think you can get a quality starter at the end of the draft. Now, Simmons is different because I think he would have gone ahead of Kelvin Banks. He would have gone ahead of Bimbo. He would have gone ahead of Will Campbell. He would have been the first tackle taken. In my opinion, am I off on that? I think if healthy, Simmons would have been the first tackle. He would have gone before Will Campbell.
I think he would have been in that conversation for top 3. Kelvin Banks, Bimbo, whatever.
And Bimbo's playing on the right side, Banks left tackle, and you got and what you got with Will Campbell, it's playing left as well. Shorter arms guy, but I definitely think that Simmons would have gone ahead of those guys if he's a starting guy. So it's a little bit different taking him at the end of the first round because he would have gone probably being healthy way ahead of everybody else, to be honest with you. But Kingsley's a second-round pick. And one thing you don't want to do is miss on offensive line 2 straight years because that did, whether we want to look at it or not, Kingsley did set him back. He was going to be your left tackle. Remember, it was Wanye through mini camps, then boom at the beginning of the year. And when they get to St. Joe, it was Kingsley, right? Kingsley in the second round.
Yeah.
Look at Steele. You got Kingsley in the second round. A lot of people were mocking him maybe the first round. Well, when he gets moved to guard, it's back to the drawing board. So they have to get Josh Simmons. And they thought they had their left tackle solidified with Kingsley. They were going to be done with it, right? Well, things change quickly in the NFL. So now he's guard. So now you have to go back to the well and get a left tackle because there really wasn't that many in free agency except for Jalen Moore. There's a few of them out there, but Jalen Moore clearly was one of those guys in free agency you could go get. But it's like a couple years ago in the draft, they had nobody in the draft except for right tackles like Cosme and Leatherwood to end up being a guard and out of the league. And Liam Eichenberg and those guys that went to guard or right tackle. And the Chiefs said, no, that's not going to cut it. So they made that trade for Orlando Brown. And that was a necessity. They tried to get Trent Williams. Didn't work out. So it was Orlando Brown from a rival, which is really weird. They got him. So when you draft Kingsley in the second round and he's going to be your left tackle, you have to go back to the drawing board and get a left tackle in the draft. And they did their due diligence. And clearly, I think when we think of the Chiefs in this dynasty, it's Mahomes, it's Andy Reid, it's Brett Veach. And I'm going to put the training staff up there too. Because this training staff Chiefs typically don't draft guys with big injury history. They did with Trey Smith. He goes in the 6th round. He was with those blood clots. He was clearly like a first, second round type guy. And now he's the highest paid guard in the National Football League. That goes to the Rick Burkholder and the Chiefs training staff. That was awesome. If Simmons works out, that 100% goes to the training staff because they brought him in on a top 30 visit, looked at his medicals, and said, you know what? We know more than 31 other teams. We'll show you right here. You draft them. And so far, they've been right. So that's good. But the fact is, you had to get Simmons this year.
Sure.
When if Kingsley works out, guess what? You can spend that first rounder another direction.
Yeah, but I think
you can spend it anywhere else on the team than going back to left tackle. But because Kingsley didn't work out left tackle, you had to go back to tackle in the draft instead of getting another position.
I think you and I collectively can agree that Simmons was always a better, even if Kingsley worked out, Simmons would be a better left tackle anyways, in all likelihood.
When healthy, 100% yes.
So I feel like that, in a way, somebody texted in, it could be a blessing in disguise, if Simmons works out. But so Cody had the point earlier of Simmons is very imperative to the success of the offense in terms of them moving the ball down the field a lot more. I think that, I get it, but I also think the fact, if Patrick Mahomes, I'm curious as we transition some of this talking to the wide receiver room too, that if it's a full wide receiver room, healthy, Rashee, let's say he's done with the suspension, we're week 10, whatever. When they're collectively, Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy, you throw in Travis Kelce too. That collective unit is probably one of the top 5 collective units in the National Football League, Bink, where I think even if Josh Simmons is mediocre, let's say he's mid-tier tackle. He's like 15th in the league, 16th in the league. He's not even that great. He's fine. That offense should still be top 5 because Patrick Mahomes has the full complement of wide receivers. Patrick Mahomes is good enough to overcome bad offensive line play with a top-tier wide receiver room where I think if you put all those guys together, they're in the top 5, Bink. I think you can make an argument they're as good as the Vikings room. They're as good as...
They don't have any receivers right now, the Vikings, because they're all hurt.
Correct. But, if you were to pair... If you take Addison, Justin Jefferson, Hawkinson against Hollywood, Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, and Kelce, the Chiefs have as good of a room. Rashee Rice
on
is
paper,
not,
yes.
Rashee Rice is not Justin Jefferson, but collectively, they're as good as the Vikings. You could argue that maybe they're right there collectively.
On paper, yes, but football's not played on paper.
Well, of course not. But I think that, if you go back to when they had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, Mahomes was throwing for 5,000 yards. Why is that not, or why not an expectation? Why can't that happen with this wide receiver crew that they have and a good offensive line?
Here's the one thing about
if Patrick Mahomes is that guy, which all of us believe that, they should be a top 5 offense, point blank and period.
Should be, yes. And they've had to make it adjustments. And when the 2-eye safety came in to slow the Chiefs down, Chiefs found a way to get around it. Just like the West Coast offense. Steve Young talked about it as well. People figured out the West Coast offense. They made adjustments. The rest is history. He's in the Hall of Fame. But the Simmons pick, I keep getting a lot of this. You hated the Simmons pick. Listen, I didn't hate the pick. I just wanted to make sure he was healthy because the Chiefs had to have left tackle. And if he wasn't 100% ready to go, it wouldn't have been a good pick. It wouldn't have been. But he is 100%. I'll give him credit. I'll give him credit because we can't judge you in the NFL game because we have limited snaps. But he's doing the part, and I love his attitude because he showed up to every day. He's never missed a practice. He could have gone back to the West Coast in between mini camps and training camp. He didn't do it. He stayed in Kansas City. He's doing all the right things. He listened to Mitch Schwartz when he came in and was kind of helping him out there through mini camps, and he's paid attention to the coaches this year. Simmons' attitude has been outstanding. The one thing I do worry about, and I don't know why I keep getting this, the only reason I was worried is he going to be ready for week 1? Because he wasn't part of Ohio State during this season. He wasn't part of the playoffs. He was, I guess, part of the season because he was a starting left tackle through October. He was hurt in that Oregon game, but he wasn't a part of the national title game, wasn't part of the playoffs. Patellar knee injury, which is a real rare injury in the National Football League. Rashawn Slater with the Chargers just got the same thing. And what are they saying? It's tougher for a big guy to come back from, which is what they're saying about Rashawn Slater. It's the same thing as Simmons, but he's young, and I love his attitude, and he's fighting through it. I give him 100% credit for what he's doing. And the training staff, again, the training staff helped make this pick because they don't make this pick without bringing him in, look at the medicals, and realizing I think this guy's going to be good to go, and he has been. Now, I don't like the fact that he's going to be playing next to Kingsley. Would I feel more confident if he was playing next to Joe Thuney, an All-Pro? because Joe Thuney at tackle didn't necessarily work out. It worked out until you got to the Super Bowl. Then it showed its weaknesses and its warts. But, yeah, would Thuney been a better fit to be next to Josh Simmons, the rookie? 100% yes. Now, I do worry about that because you want Kingsley just to concentrate on his job. You want Creed Humphrey to concentrate on his job. You don't want them helping out Kingsley on missed tackles, missed blocks in the pass game. Like, you want them to concentrate on their job. Pete Carroll, when he was at USC, wrote a book about guys feeling confident in just their job and not having to make up for somebody else. Like safeties that, can just concentrate on what they do and not worried about the corner missing their guy and having to give him help. Just concentrate on your job. So, yeah, I'd feel better if Simmons was next to somebody that's been in the NFL and, to be honest with you, is better pass blocking in situation. Again, this league's not about friends. It's not about development. This team's about go right now. You got Kelsey probably for just another year. Chris Jones didn't get any younger. You get this core together. So if Caliendo's the right guy, if Jalen Moore's the right guy, game one, if you want to go Kingsley, that's fine. But be quick on the switch to go to Jalen Moore or Mike Caliendo at guard if that's not your answer, because Mahomes doesn't need to be throwing on his back. This team was 15th in points per game last year, 15 in points per game 2 years ago, 1 the year before that, then 4 the year before that. So they were good offensively and then reverted to the means, 15th and 15th. That's going to happen when all your guys are hurt. Again, with Hollywood Brown being out, with Rashee Rice being out from game 4 on, things are going to drastically change with your football team. Getting a guy like Juju, who's released by the Patriots, bringing him in, getting Kareem Hunt off the couch into your running game. And your leading rusher last year had over 700 yards, didn't even have 750. Your leading receiver was Travis Kelce last year in yards. He didn't even have 900 yards. I mean, for a team to win 15 games and go to the Super Bowl and not have a 900-yard receiver, not have an 800-yard receiver, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and as Mahomes
that
said,
goes on Mahomes.
Well, as Mahomes said last year, a lot of credit goes to the defense. He vocalized that many times. The defense is the reason they won a lot of games that were close last year. He said it. I'm curious, would you rather have had them just pay Thuney or keep Thuney and then play Trey Smith on the tag then, based on what you're saying? And still draft Simmons?
I wouldn't have minded, only because of Simmons' situation, being a rookie. I think placing him with an all-pro at guard would have been a lot better for his development going forward than having a guy that you hope works out in Kingsley. I'll say this with Kingsley through the draft process. The guy has always been great out in space. He's always been a great run blocker, and he's great at pulling. He's very athletic and get out and do things. The pass blocking does concern me. That first punch he's got there, getting beat to the inside. I mean, keep in mind, these are vanilla blitzes he's getting beat on.
Well,
he's getting beat on man in Arizona and Seattle.
Hey.
And he hasn't seen elite NFL blitzing schemes coming at his ass, and he will.
I know, and he looks a whole lot like one Cordell Volson last year. I don't know if you probably didn't watch too much Cordell Volson tape, but that man was getting pancaked himself. He's supposed to be doing the pancaking. He got pancaked and put on his backside right off the snap, and we saw Kingsley get beat right off the snap. We've seen it happen. I get the concern, but I think that if the full wide receiver crew is there, even amidst having Kingsley, it'll be hard, but Mahomes is not incapable of making plays with a bad offensive line. I don't believe that for a second. If you think that he is that good of a player, based on what we see from other quarterbacks that don't have the line that has all pros like the Chiefs' offensive line does, you should believe that Mahomes can make the plays. I think he can. If the full complement of wide receivers is there, he could have the 20th ranked offensive line in the league, and Mahomes can still get it done. In my mind,
the Chiefs are in a unique situation.
To be that way.
You've got 3 elite players on the offensive line.
It's more about the wide receivers to me than it is the offensive linemen. I understand the concerns because you don't want Mahomes to get hurt. I get it. But it's more about the wide receivers in terms of the success of the offense than it is the offensive linemen to me.
And Drew, not many teams have what the Chiefs have on the offensive line, which is really the head scratcher. You get the highest paid center in the National Football League, Creed Humphrey. You've got, all-pro. You've got Trey Smith, who went to the Pro Bowl, should be an all-pro, highest paid guard in the league. And so, 2 of the guys. And last year you had 3 because Thuney was first-team all-pro. So you had 3 guys. So they should be able to get 3rd and 1. They should be able to get 4th and 1.
They just didn't have the wide receiver crew fully healthy together.
And that does concern me a little bit because I'm like this. Kind of people are split on this, whether Rashee Rice is better just to get it out of the way. I'm not get out of the way guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not. I'm a fast start guy. I don't know how you are, Drew, but you look at the Bengals, starting slow, 0-2 and 1-3, and they starting slow. Like for the Chiefs to play in Brazil, against their rival
a
and
tough
then
start
come
to the
back and play
schedule,
the
yeah.
Eagles and then have the Ravens 2 weeks later. That's tough,
And
man.
it's a good defense in the
So
Giants. I mean, we can make fun of the Giants all we
The
want
Giants
to,
have
but the
an
defense is solid.
outstanding pass rush, and then you add Abdul Carter to the situation, underneath Dexter Lawrence and company. It's a great pass rush and great defensive line. So if you have Rashee Rice in the beginning, and then all of a sudden Jalen Royals starts getting acclimated to the system, and then Rashee has to be suspended for a while, which he will be, get a good start. Get off to a good start. Get off to a good start. That's where I'm at. I'm at just, I'm good with the September 30th. I'm good with that decision. Maybe cooler heads will prevail at that point. But anyway, that's Andy Reid talking today at the podium. Again, Jake Brenningstool has the hamstring. He's been kind of bothered by that. Got out there yesterday. He's going to go. He'll be shelved for the year probably. Jack Cochran with the knee. Ethan Driscoll out as well. Mike Edwards with the hamstring. And Najee Johnson's got the shoulder. And Omar Lott, the second-round pick for the Chiefs, has the ankle. So it's just something to keep an eye on. And also, it's just not a 100% healthy wide receiver room. It is just not a 100% healthy wide receiver room. So it looks good on paper, but it is not 100% healthy. But we come back, talk a little more NFL, and we'll switch to some college football, Drew, because guess what? This week is what? Week 0. That's what I'm talking about. We do that next.
Cody and Gold, brought to you by Heartland Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health. Thousands of men have been successfully treated for low T, ED, and more, all with discretion and compassion. Make your appointment at heartlandmenshealth.com. Follow the station on Instagram for ticket giveaways and behind-the-scenes content from the show at The Fan 965.
Hi, this is Megan, your friend and jeweler from Shane Company. Did you know not all warranties are created equal? At Shane Company, our free lifetime warranty is all-inclusive and even protects the diamond in your engagement ring. We can offer such an incredible warranty because our rings are crafted to last a lifetime. As your friend and jeweler, our gift to you is peace of mind. At Shane Company, we also cover unlimited repairs, resizings, and cleanings for free for life, saving you thousands over time. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Other Place, Shawnee, Olathe, downtown Overland Park, Mission, and Belton. Come hang out on the patio and listen to some great live music at most locations Thursday through Saturdays. Enjoy some great food and also some incredible beer specials. Make The Other Place your summer headquarters. The Other Place and theotherplace.com.
So we do a giveaway at GiveMeTheVin.com. Every month we're giving away $25,000 to one lucky person that sells us their car. Karen, you there?
I'm here. Karen Gardner of Oceanside, California is the latest winner in GiveMeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway.
What did you sell us?
I sold you a 95 Impala.
And what did we pay you for it?
You guys gave me 18.
18 plus 25,000 because you're the winner, Karen.
Oh my God, you're kidding. You could be next to get a little more, maybe a lot more. You guys are awesome. Keep it up. No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GiveMeTheVin.com. Sell us your car.
Still paying interest? Reiselman Nissan just dropped 0% APR for 60 months on new Muranos, Rogues, and Pathfinders. Or stretch it out, 1.9% for 72 months, or even 84 months at just 3.49% APR. Need torque? Take home a new Frontier and grab up to $6,000 in total rebates. And if you live in Missouri and lease your new vehicle, you pay 0 sales tax. That's real money saved. These deals are real, but they won't last. Tap over to ReiselmanNissan.com. Reiselman Nissan. Every customer, every time.
BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bets more exciting with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with BetMGM's Second Chance promotion, you'll get your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. Log in today and make your picks with confidence with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com. CasyDot.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
It's not too late to enjoy your summer with a new or improved deck. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com to schedule a consultation today. Get your free estimate now, and you could be enjoying your new deck or patio in a matter of weeks. You are one click away from your best summer ever.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Moms and dads, do you wish you could know where your kids' shoes are at all times? Now you can with Skechers' newest Apple AirTag compatible sneakers, Find My Skechers. There's a clever hidden AirTag compartment under the shoe's insole. It's sleek, secure, and your child can't feel or see it. Then you can check where your kids' shoes are on the Find My app. Plus, they're available for boys and girls. Get Find My Skechers at Skechers.com, a Skechers store near you, or wherever kids' shoes are sold. Apple AirTags sold separately.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
DQ presents the sound of happy. Hear that? That's the DQ chicken strip basket. Only $7.49 for a limited time. We're talking 4 100% white meat seasoned chicken strips served with fries, Texas toast, and DQ's signature country gravy. Yeah, you heard that right. For crunch time and no time, it can only be the DQ chicken strip basket. Just $7.49 for a limited time. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good at participating locations.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the Mission Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling Studios.
Welcome back to Cody Gold, Jay Binkley, Drew Nixon. Cody Gold on their way to the airport, going circa in Las Vegas, Nevada, the next couple of days. And they both brought a lot of clothes, ridiculous amount of clothes. They just need swim trunks, maybe T-shirts, some shorts. Gold brought 4 polos, which is a little bit excessive.
How many pairs of underwear are you bringing, Bink? Enough for each day, right?
Oh, for every day, yeah, for sure.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, for sure, but swim trunks, go gambling, and what else there to do? I guess you can go out to eat, but why do you have to go somewhere fancy? Why don't you just, you don't need a fancy steakhouse in Las Vegas, man.
They'll go somewhere nice. Which look, it is Las Vegas, so if you're going to indulge, it should be at a proper establishment, you know.
Gold's gonna be out there for week 0, man. He's gonna be loving. I know Cody is too, but Gold.
Cody's gonna be flying back while week 0's kind of happening.
Is Gold going to stay there, though, for the 5 games?
Gold's going to be there, yes. I think he'll be there for, I don't know how many games he's going to be there for. I know he's going to be there for Farmageddon, which is at 9 a.m. their time.
9 a.m. their time, 11 a.m. our time.
Cody will be able to see it, technically. I mean, Cody can watch it on the plane, or he'll be able to watch it, when he lands.
You going to share your Blue Chew with me? I just hear these commercials all the time.
All right. The way that you said that is just, I'm not saving it as a drop because I'm not going to, but.
I don't care. You can save it to drop it all you want.
I will not share the Blue Chew.
Why?
Well, look,
friends share things. I guess we're not friends, but I mean.
No, we are friends.
Sometimes.
Do you need it?
Well, I'm not gonna say no.
Okay.
You do the commercials, man. I'll be I'll be the test run.
Oh, okay. I get you now.
I'm kidding. Anyway, we got Iowa State, Kansas State. They begin things 11.
I'm pumped, Bink. I don't
number
know.
17, number 20. And the funny thing is,
so excited.
The funny thing is, when you hear people say this, man, right? It's number 22 versus 17, Drew. And you've heard this a lot. And yet, people on the other side of their mouth will say, yeah, but the AP poll's dumb. You should wait 6 weeks for it or whatever. I told you, man, when you have a 22 and a 17, it just means more, man.
No,
where they finish, it doesn't matter, but it just means more when you can say, well, our 2 ranked teams going. Now, if the AP waited 5 or 6 years, been going since 1936, had they waited, that's fine. But a lot of people are like, hey, it's a meaningless poll, which it is. But at least there's a football poll out there for barometer. I guess they could have used the coaches poll or something if they really wanted to, but at least it gives you a barometer of where the teams are. You have Rocco Becht, the Pop-Tarts Bowl MVP from Iowa State, going against Avery Johnson, who's added 18 pounds of muscle for Kansas State, Dublin, Ireland. Let's go, Aer Lingus.
Look, I don't have a problem with the poll being there, Bink. I love it as much as anybody else. Like, in a way, it's kind of necessary. But to me, the college football playoff poll should come out earlier than November 4th. They released the times. The first date that they're having it is for November 4th, Bink. Like, they need to have the beginning of October at the very latest, to me, is when the college football playoff committee should be coming out with a poll because they're supposed to be watching these games. And a lot of times it is just a copy and paste where
it's the only one that matters. But
I understand that. And I get why it's similar, but why can't the committee just have a poll that comes out earlier than that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that it would eliminate a vote for you essentially in a way because you have an AP vote for the poll, but the poll that matters should be the one that comes out the most during the season, not the last 5 weeks of the season. To me, I don't, because the whole time for the first 8 weeks of the season, it's, well, what is the committee going to say? What are they going to do about, like, and it's just hemming and hawing about what the committee might do.
But the AP does matter at this point because they'll say, all right, they beat 3 ranked teams. They beat 2. There's going to be 6 rankings starting on November 4th.
I agree that it matters, but in the end, they're not the ones who are making the decisions. And I think that the CFP poll should exist for a longer period of time and should start earlier in the season.
No arguments.
Than just the last 4 weeks of the season. But neither here nor there. You are correct. It is the number 22 team against the number 17 team. And I am very, very, very excited for it. Obviously, with K-State playing Iowa State and then KU later on in the day. I like how the games are branched out a little bit. You get your fix of Farmageddon. Of course, here locally, it'll be great. But then also you get some FCS action in between, Bink, the K-State and the KU game. And then
you get Boise State and South Florida there at 4:30. So you have Kansas State and Iowa State.
That's not for till next week.
Oh, yeah, it's on the 28th.
Boise State
it's on the 28th.
And USF is going to be on while I'm in the air, actually.
I'll be watching that one for sure. But no, you have Idaho State and UNLV. Idaho State, obviously, FCS, then UNLV, which Barry Odom's gone now. He's at Purdue now, so he's not at UNLV anymore.
Dan Mullen is at UNLV.
He is. Dan Mullen make a comeback, and I love Omar Therian, their wide receiver that transferred from Arizona State. Love him. Fresno State, Kansas at 5:30, and then Sam Houston, Western Kentucky at 6.
It's a sneaky fun game.
And then Stanford, Andrew Luck, who's now the GM at Hawaii.
They're underdogs, Bink, against Hawaii. Can you believe that? The Stanford Cardinal are underdogs.
Hawaii's 2.5-point favorites last I saw.
I am stunned still. I know that Stanford's going through a lot of crap right now with that football program. They have been bad the last few years, but I'm still surprised that they're behind. They're underdogs to Timmy Chang, former quarterback of Hawaii, his Rainbow Warriors.
And Andrew Luck's GM of Stanford. So.
Isn't that crazy? I'm sure the text line's like, well, how do you? Why are we diving into this?
Watch Trey Omari. Watch Trey Omari, the wide receiver. This dude's 6'4", 220 pounds. This dude, it's the one guy to watch in this game. The one matchup to watch is this guy.
What are you most excited about with K-State and KU's games? Because obviously we have it's a lot of anticipation for the K-State game in particular because it's a conference game, it's a rivalry game, it's a ranked game, it's in Dublin, it's the first game of the season. It's all of those things combined where I think K-State can win this game. I think they will. If I were to pick, I'd pick them right now to win it. It can be a statement game for Kansas State where it doesn't matter how much they win, but they win by or anything like that. But for them to get a win against Iowa State, a team that they are directly competing for a Big 12 title spot for.
Who was in the title game last year and lost to Arizona State.
Correct. It is among the top 4 or 5 of competition that you'll face for that Big 12 championship berth. In a way, I hate to say this is a must-win for the first game of the season. I don't think it is, Bink, really, in all technicality, but it feels like a game that would really do you a ton of favors if you're Kansas State and being able to get that conference win, beat the rival, take care of it. Obviously, you don't have to worry about facing Iowa State any more later in the year when they're going to be, of course, getting better, as you would think, theoretically, as things go. My expectation would just be that Avery Johnson is going to show a little bit of what we kind of expected him to do last year. I talked about this on the podcast a little bit of last year. It felt like we were getting glimpses, but we were waiting for Avery Johnson to show that he is a better passer than Will Howard, like what we were told last year, that he can air it deep, that he is effective and able to hit his spots through the air in particular. We know how good of a runner he is, and him and Dylan Edwards and Joe Jackson are going to be a nasty trio. But
Dylan Edwards undersized. We'll look at him. But again,
being able to throw the ball around a little bit is going to help so much.
But Dylan Edwards, a Kansas guy, obviously goes to Colorado, didn't pan out there. He comes back to Kansas State, was there last year. So Dylan Edwards in the backfield. And Avery Johnson being a true junior. I mean, he was thrust into things right away, and then they make the decision him instead of Will Howard. He goes on and obviously wins the national title. Shows you how much they thought about Avery Johnson. He's gained that muscle. He's up around 200 pounds
17 pounds, I think he said he gained about.
17, 18, somewhere on there. Who cares? It doesn't matter, but Kansas State playing in week 1 like this, it's a good opponent because, again, Rocco Beck, redshirt junior at Iowa State. He's
Matt
no
Campbell,
slouch at quarterback.
He's a great head coach.
And Benjamin Brahmer, their tight end at Iowa State, I think is a definite prospect as well. He's going to be very good. He's been hampered by injuries last year, but he's all of 6'6" as well. It's a very good tight end that they boast at Iowa State.
Do you think K-State is going to win that game?
I do. I think K-State win. I have K-State winning the Big 12, actually.
Oh, okay. I like it.
So, yes, I do have K-State winning that game. But, no, it's a great opponent playing Iowa State. And Matt Campbell, I got a lot of respect for what he does with that program. Yeah. But looking forward to that. Looking forward to actually, these games being standalone. And, like 15 games at once. I like being able to concentrate on one. Not that I don't have several of them on at the same time, but to be able to concentrate on them all, then watch Jalen Daniels, see what he can do for the University of Kansas.
I'm really excited to see Kansas play this year.
The new half booth playing Fresno State.
Yes, I don't know if you saw the drone video. The drone video is awesome.
But only 2 sides, one side and then one end zone's been done. North end zone, I think, was one of them done. They're going to do the south end zone, the other stands next year. But it looks great. It looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. Kansas deserved this.
And it's in terms of recruiting and all that stuff, it's going to do wonders for Lance Leipold in that program just to get guys in and not just be struggling like they have been. And Lance Leipold doing a great job in the recruiting class for next year, did a good job in the portal. I'm excited to see KU this year because they feel like a little bit more of a mystery just based on what happened last year. The whole wide receiver room essentially is revamped. It is new. Obviously, Jalen Daniels is healthy. There's no back question marks. There's no health questions regarding Jalen Daniels, Bink, which is nice. This is also the last ride. Emmanuel Henderson, the transfer from Alabama, I'm very, very excited to see how good he is. They bring in a lot of good portal talent.
Levi Wentz, Cam Pickett.
I could see KU going anywhere from 7 wins to 9 wins, Bink. I think that they get over. I think they get to
have
a bowl
those
game
one-score losses. Like the Chiefs did too, but they won them. Like
Correct.
Kansas lost a lot of games.
All of them, essentially.
And at the end of the year, Kansas was tough, man.
Well, yeah.
You didn't want to play them.
Yeah, they were really good. You can make the case they could have easily been 9-3 just as they were 5-7, where, of course, things are different and woulda, coulda, shoulda moments. Yeah. But they just weren't good down the stretch. Jalen Daniels had one of the highest turnover rates of any quarterback in the Big 12 last year. He also had some of the most average big play. I think the Pro Football Focus Bank he made 7.5% of his throws were quote unquote big time throws. That was number 1 out of any quarterback in the FBS last year.
You know how long he's been playing there?
KU?
Yeah, he's been there 5 years already. This will be year 6.
Yeah, where and that I think where they're going through all the offensive changes, having the quarterback there absolutely helps. Like having Jalen Daniels be that guy, one of the returners, is so crucial for them in that team. Where I think Rob and I both agreed. We have KU going 8-4. I do have K-State losing.
Which is the over? Because I saw in one book
K-State,
they had him 6.5 MGM, I think, and then DraftKings had him 7.5.
Yes, I have. I think every local hitting the over, maybe. I have K-State more than 8.5. I have them winning 9, but one of the 3 losses I do have to Kansas.
Missouri's at 7.5, which is insane.
And people can call me crazy, but I feel like this is the year, Bink, that KU gets it done. The new stadium, they're on campus. Nobody's thinking about Kansas anymore. It was fun to talk about them. Going into last year, they were ranked. Didn't pan out, but I think Lance Leipold's there's a lot going in the right direction for Lance Leipold and company, and if they can get that win in the Sunflower Showdown, obviously, it would just be massive.
I think both Kansas and Kansas State did the right thing. Like, instead of just wanting to bring in flash and sizzle, bring in guys with national titles, all the D3 national titles Lance Leipold brings to the table, all the national titles, the 5 Kleiman brought FCS-wise?
Yeah, the fact that those 2 programs have winners is really crucial. Obviously, Kansas State has always been that school that you can rely on. For the most part, you can rely on K-State winning at least 7 games a season. They're just, that's who K-State is.
You been down to a game yet?
I've been to one in Manhattan. It was awesome. The experience was so cool. People were nice.
Manhattan's awesome.
It was a really sweet experience to have. I am planning to go to a Missouri game this year, even though they're doing construction. It'll be a little bit of a bummer to not see a fully
Kleiman had 4
packed,
titles,
renovated stadium. The same thing for KU, but I'm looking forward to going to a KU game this year. In Lawrence, and also going to a Mizzou game.
Missouri, Kansas, when you should go to.
I'm going to the Wisconsin opener as well on Thursday of next week, Bink. I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be in Madison for my uncle's celebration of life.
Oh, you won't be here for that the show then?
No, unfortunately not. I'm going to be up there for my uncle's celebration of life.
That's understandable.
And my brother and I are going to get out there a day early. We were going to leave Friday regardless in the morning, but we said, why not leave Thursday? And we're going to go to the Wisconsin-Miami of Ohio game, which, knowing the Wisconsin Badgers, that game will be a lot closer than it needs to be. But I'm very excited.
So I have my T-shirt that says "Band Fall Weddings." Funerals, you have to. I mean, funerals, you go to those.
Well, of course. And I'm not going to be,
but they're not during games usually.
Look, my uncle loved college football. He loved the Badgers, so we'll be watching some college football, of course, over the weekend as well, with Texas and Ohio State and some of those other big ones.
This slate is so funny. Here's one thing funny, with Kansas State and Avery Johnson and then Rocco Becht up at Iowa State being the first game played. But here's the thing: there's no preseason. I mean, it's go time for these college kids, man. It's go time. There's no 10 snaps and you're out, turn around, hand. No, it's play the whole game.
Which is why so much craziness can happen in week 1. And of course, your team's not as good in week 1 as it is down the stretch in the NFL and in college football in general. But I think more so in college football because there is no preseason. We're supposed to get news, Bink, about Missouri's starting quarterback situation today. A podcast normally comes out on Wednesdays. It's not coming out today. The Missouri preview. Did a KU one last week. The K-State one the week before. You can go find those wherever you get your podcasts. But the Missouri one, I wanted to wait because I want to hear what Coach Drinkwitz is going to do with his decision. It's still coming down to the wire between Bo Pribula and Sam Horn.
Who's, by the way, probably going to pitch for the Dodgers next year.
I'm a little bit concerned, Bink, and I'll talk about this more on the podcast. If Pribula doesn't win the job, I still think Missouri is going to get 6 wins. They'll go to a bowl game and all that stuff. But I'd be a little bit hesitant to expect more out of the Tigers this year because of how this battle's kind of gone. I think as soon as he transferred Pribula, everybody, I think, consensually thought, Bink, you and I included, Pribula's job to win or to lose. It felt like he was the guy after he got the win against Wisconsin last year.
He made the decision to transfer. I thought it was his.
Sam Horn was a 3rd stringer last year. Couldn't beat out Drew Pine for that 2nd spot. What happened?
But he went under Tommy John and everything.
I understand, but what happened to make Sam Horn the guy over Bo Pribula? That could be a good thing. Hey, Sam Horn improved a lot.
Well, Sam Horn,
and he won the job.
Or he came with high accolades, the 4-star recruit.
I understand. Or it could also be though where maybe Pribula didn't, like, he was fine. And they were both okay, but we got to pick one. I think both of them should play against Central Arkansas their first game. And by the time they get to that KU game, week 3, Bink, whoever they have as the starter for that game should be the horse that they're riding for the rest of the season.
But here's the thing about Pribula. Like, He actually played for Penn State, right? Because Drew Aller got hurt.
Yeah, he was in
that
a game last
Wisconsin
year.
game. Like he came in, he won 2 games really for Penn State.
Yes.
He had 242 yards passing. Rushing. He had 4 touchdowns rushing because they used him a lot in wildcat situations and all that because he's extremely good running. And he still had 275 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. And he had to transfer before Penn State got to go in the playoff role, which sucked because it was a big part of what they did offensively. But he had to do it. He had to do it because Drew Aller's coming back as quarterback for Penn State. He'll be a top quarterback taken next year. But he came back to Penn State, so Previla said, I have to go somewhere. So he went to Missouri. I totally understand what he did.
Well,
it sucked that he had to transfer before the playoffs, though.
Yeah, and what Coach Drinkwitz has done in the portal has been great. Defensively, Missouri is going to be really, really good. They're underrated in terms of their defense. They're going to be really nice. Of course, you got Hardy, the running back from UL Monroe, who you love. You absolutely love him, Bink. You think he's great. One of the better portal additions, period. But, I mean, it's all going to come down to the quarterback play for Missouri is what it's going to be. Like, Missouri has got the schedule, Bink. And I know people Gold's brought it up a couple times. Well, they got 2 back-to-back road games towards the end of the season. I think
it's a home slate.
Any SEC team would love to have Missouri's schedule. I think any Power 4 conference team, there are not many who would rather have their schedule compared to Missouri's schedule. The first 8 games are at home. You play Alabama at home. You play A&M at home. You know, I really think that Missouri's schedule pans out so nicely for them where if they get quarterback play out of whoever's the starter, that would have been what a healthy Brady
But you
Cook
kind of
was.
forget about Ahmad Hardy, the running back. Had over 1,300 yards.
Well, I mentioned Hardy.
He's a stud. Like Ahmad Hardy hit the transfer portal, Louisiana Monroe. He's an absolute stud at Missouri. He led the Sun Bowl last year in rushing.
I wouldn't, with their schedule, Bink, and in the road games, I understand there's more later in the season. They're back-to-back, but the opponents that they play are not as difficult as anybody else, really, for the most part, has in the SEC for road games. If the quarterback play is solid, if they get top 40, if they get top 40 or I might say 30, let's say they get top 30 quarterback play, they can absolutely make the playoff this year. They can absolutely make the playoff
with that running
this year.
game, yeah.
And the defense being as good as it is, Missouri can surprise some people, but it all comes down to the quarterback play. Where if Sam Horn or Bo Pribula get in there and they're fine, I think they'll be better than fine, but that would be my number one concern if I was a Missouri fan, is it's all going to come down to that quarterback play. They could make a crazy run and surprise a ton of people if the quarterback play is above average. Because you pair him with Hardy, like you said, Bink, I mean, come on now. With that schedule.
That schedule, playing all those home games to begin with, that's earmarked for Missouri. What'd you think about Arch Manning now? Chris and I, on the character concerns, because many people, well, I don't have to worry about Arch Manning in the draft this year, because Arch doesn't think he's coming back. I thought it was crazy. I thought Arch was speaking way out of turn, to be honest with you. And did you hear what Arch said? He cleared it up.
Arch or Archie?
Arch. Archie said he's coming back.
Yeah, correct.
But this is Arch.
Next year, is he right?
Yeah, I don't know where he got that from. He texted me and apologized about that, but I'm really just taking it day by day right now.
Translation, if he has a winning record and Texas makes the playoffs and he's a Heisman finalist, he will not be coming back to Austin.
Yeah, I mean, I
listen, the money's
too
good for a 1-1 pick. Now, he's going second round or third round.
But,
taking the nil money and coming back like Garrett Nussmeier makes sense. Garrett Nussmeier, LSU makes sense. But if you're up there, 1-1 money is too good.
I know that, Bink, but let's say our Arch is fine. He's not a Heisman finalist, but Texas get into the playoff and they go. Is he coming out?
How good is he?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if they make the playoff,
if he gets estimations with Eli and Peyton talking to different scouts, and they say, "Nah, we're looking at second round," things like that. His arm's just not as strong as we thought it was.
Even if we're
he
talking
didn't beat
middle
out
round,
Quinn Ewers at Texas,
Because right now, if I had to rank the quarterbacks in college football, I'm not picking Arch. He might hit the top 5.
Oh, I think he's a chance to be 1-1. I have Garrett Nussmeier number 1 right now.
Arch might be great, but we have no idea.
Who's your 1? Mine's Nussmeier.
My 1 is Cade Klubnik, and then Nussmeier's 2.
I have Klubnik 2.
And then I think DJ Lagway's 3, Lenore Sellers is 4, and then I might put Arch at 5. John Mateer's
I have
a question
Lenore
mark.
Sellers at 3.
I think DJ Lagway and Lenora Sellers are kind of interchangeable, but I might put Lenora Sellers. I'm tempted to put him at 2, actually.
South Carolina, man, look out for them.
Kate Klubnik.
You like that, too, because last year they almost made the playoffs.
I think the Florida Gators could also make the playoff too big. I know that would stun some people, but their schedule is, to me, someone was making the argument to me that if Florida goes 7-5, then Billy Napier still should get fired. I think that's a load of crap because if you look at their schedule, Florida has, once again, the toughest schedule in the country. It is insane, the gauntlet of schedule that they have. LSU has